live, I guess you can try and read it, but I still gotta do I still gotta change up the titles of the stream and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, so I'll explain what this is before we start. So we were looking at this account called Cursed JoJo Memes on Twitter, and then at some point they retweeted something like this picture of this cover, and someone's undertaking the project of recreating all of the JoJo mangas through Google Translate, like a Google Translation English cover or whatever it's called, like a just English translation. Is that what
Stream
you call
info
it?
has been updated successfully.
So I figured we haven't read this. We haven't read any of this, but all we know is part one is called Yes in all capital letters
I mean,
instead of
somehow they got close to the band name for like the
that is
ending
the
credits.
yeah.
And I'm
So we
still
have
not wait, it still hasn't been clarified if this was like the thing where they ran it through like a bunch of languages in Google Translate or if they just like took Google Translate straight to the Japanese version. I'm pretty sure they did the first one I said because like I mean Japanese isn't too hard to translate or oh shit, hold on. Get an idea from.
so this is Joey's special experience by Hirohiko Archie.
Hold on. Can you redo the stream? It disconnected.
The Discord stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
So this Joey special experience, published by Jump a Little, and written by Hirohiko Archie.
Archie.
This
I love the
sub-
Y word.
Oh, what the fuck is this?
This is
This-
like
The subject of this story is simply life. There are two main notes in this video: a song about the war between men and priests. This post is for you, and we hope you enjoy it.
Socrates.
Socrates. Two prisoners are looking out the window after the death of Frederick Longfried. One player is in the stadium and the other a star, says the attacker. What, what the hell? God is the winner.
I just realized there is like slight bits of well, I mean it's fine because it's covered, but there's like slight bits of nudity throughout JoJo. I'm not sure where, but I got my finger on the button.
There is no life. Lots of stones for this beautiful girl. When the blood leaves the body, the face is alive.
I was like, wait a minute, what are you reading? And I was like, oh yeah. For some reason, I forgot you have to read left to right.
Tie your hat.
Right to left. Tie your hat.
Theme: this is the law. Aliens. The man was still alive, even though there were many bones in his skull.
Is that a part 5 call out already?
Yes, I have a life. You're alone. You will be my life force. Ladies. So he gets jabbed. Life is hard. The carpenters have given me real strength.
But that pyramid is made of stone. It'd be masonry work.
This is a very healthy environment for children between the ages of 12 and 16.
I don't believe that is correct. I do not trust that statement.
Their culture includes cannibalism, mysterious rituals, car,
Yeah, don't
security, ease. These people are called crazy. Wait, these people are called Aztecs, modern people.
Freudian slip.
Among them is a tribe that rules the world with the power of fighting fish. He was a good man. He was a good man. He gave strength and the ability to live forever.
All right, what language did they translate this to that makes savages or not? Oh shit! Well, not savages, but like a race of like blood sacrifice,
to,
like
this
ancient.
place is suitable for the ages of 16 to 12.
Also, it's also weird how you get it's also weird how like nowadays you'll get people named Mason but not like Carpenter. I just thought
So,
of that.
however, he did not know the purpose of the trip, suddenly withdrew from the story, and immediately retired. Kemi, where are you going? The key to the amazing secret is a real ice mask. So the mask isn't stone, it's ice in this canon.
Well, I
It's
mean,
made of
it does give
ice.
you ice powers. So, well,
Our story is about the events that took place during this Mexican process. And the stories of two adults are terrible. First part, yes. Question: does God listen to me? Dear Father, please tell him, tell him. September, September, September. God, come here. Oh, because Dio is God, and yeah.
oh
God, come
yeah,
here. Are you a kangaroo in Cassius? Choose, 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 choose.
he's probably coughing, but like doesn't
Drugs,
recognize onomatopoeia as well.
drugs are for kids. Interested? No, you do not need medication, God. Can you come here? I want to talk to you about everything. We do not care. In this world, I know. The European Union will die.
Wow,
This
the
is so
stakes have been raised tremendously from the original. The hell was that line supposed to be? When did the EU get involved?
It wasn't even a thing yet. You're the only person who matters to me. Sometimes I left alone. Listen to God. Reap.
Listen
Enter
to
your
me, Dio.
email. Enter your email address and go anywhere. This
Take
boy
this
wants
letter.
my this boy wants my money. I'm sure he'll take care of you and send you to school. You owe me.
Why are like why is like the placement of like what they're talking about swapped around? Because it's like they want my money. It's like you owe me. Whereas like before he was
Yeah.
supposed to say like you take this for all it's worth. Go out there, you.
They owe
Now it's been
me.
like
And like
now it's been placed on like
now Dio or sorry, God. Now God is like owes his dad something.
this is like 10 times more pretentious somehow. Because it's
Well,
like they just call him God now. that
that was 12 years ago. A rainy day from 1868. I could never tell Zeus what happened that day. Zeus
uh
on on rainy days, many rocks flying, cars glide. I am back at the bar with my boyfriend. We. Yes, disaster happened. I'm pregnant. I don't want to interfere. Come to America. This is a rich car.
I'm
He's a
pregnant probably
gentleman.
translates to something like what a great fortune.
Do not behave like this. Satan's ultimate deception.
He's fucked too. The
The
woman
woman
died at the age of
at age of
6, put an
6,
unborn
but
child in her arms.
it's
It is,
probably protected.
did Alessi get in there?
I don't, that damn death. It does not matter. Twist, twist, pop. What are you doing? You graduated. Anything you want to enjoy. I agree with you. Haha.
We have a positive and optimistic nihilist on our hands.
Transparent painkiller. Congratulations. I've had enough. That sounds like like
That
line.
sounds like t-shirt ideas right there.
That sounds like something I would say.
Hold on.
Because I've talked to people like that where I'm like, congratulations, I don't care, or some shit. Congratulations, I've had enough. What? What is this beautiful mask? Thank you very much. Who is he thanking? Kira.
He thanks
Kira.
him because he thinks he's
Kira.
dead.
He says Kira.
Hold on, Kira already?
Kira's help this guy open his mouth. First, brush your teeth and check with your dentist to see if you have new teeth. Cancer.
Cancer.
Dentures can only be worn on holidays and vacations. More ways.
He's probably
Zenus?
checking for golden teeth.
I'm interested.
He's like, hold on. You guys sound like you got a whack dental plan. Let me in on it.
Day, keep up the good work. Happy, praise God you did not survive. Madi, wife and kids, are you okay? See Jumbo? While killing the woman and her leader, the children are rescued. I want to save his life. This is a nice Dio dad. This is Dio's dad if he was nice.
Yeah, like it's weird. It's weird how like the Google Translate ended up like swapping around the moralities of good and evil here somehow.
I was not there, but my son was safe. I mean, fat. Fat Jonathan. I still love you, but it looks like someone stole your wallet before I got here. My name is Joshar. I will definitely return. Call your name to death. People are always happy to play with sin. What is this fucking like? What is this dialogue?
Well, I mean, one explanation I could probably give. I'm not sure how applicable this really is, or if I'm shooting smoke out my ass. But I feel like Japanese is like a language where a lot of symbols can be synonymous with meanings, and like sometimes there might be like more formal writing versus like slang, and so I feel like the guy who's like speaking in lower class might have like more slang, but then like because it's translate, it's trying to like balance it out somehow. It's trying to like balance out the different formalities by like filling in for synonyms or yeah. It's trying to like give more neutral connotation to the grammar or the phrasing of certain words to try to make it more understandable, and then it gives you the translation.
I just want to say this is amazing, and I think we should have a highlight video after, like just the best parts of this read.
I'm pretty sure like some highlights will definitely pop out on their own, but for now it's just going to be like us rambling in between.
This child is crazy. Laugh out loud. If I say my name, you have nothing to lose. I'm an attractive man. My name is Brand.
Brand.
Jesus used the money to open a bar for me, but it turned out to be very powerful. My husband is dead. The bar is locked while I lie in bed. To hell. Bongo leaves. Bongo's in this now. It's wait. Bongo's early. Or Boingo, whatever. When are you going to Joester? You're a good boy. Rejoice together and be rich among them. That's not too far off.
I like how this whole like I like how this whole drama between like a rich and poor household is now made like even more philosophical somehow. Because like the computer translating this just has like no idea still of what any of this stuff means.
Dariusz Brendans. He was born in 1827. Hilda, 1880.
He was buried next to his mom, right?
I think so, or his wife.
Yeah, that's what they said in the thing.
The Impious mother will bring you back to life. Yes, enrich your pictures, tortoiseshell. I support your legacy. This is the opposite of what he... This is completely opposite. I support your legacy. I can do it myself. Enjoy with all my might. I want to send a nice letter to all my friends, and I don't need to. Good luck. Spits on the grave and leaves.
It's like he's saying, like, I want to say something. I have this sudden urge to like say something nice to my friends. let me send him a message on Discord. Be like, hey.
Spits on his grave. Forever. When will agriculture and trade our lives in climate change? In both cases, while most people are hungry, poor, and in need, they dream of surviving one day. One day? This lustful desire will burn everything. That's a doll. Bill.
They're trying to drop the whole like people's dreams swallow up everything angle, I think.
How you doing?
Don't you have the original hardbacks for part 1?
Not the original. I have the first hardback of volume 1. I'm missing volume 2 and 3 for part 1, but then I'll have all of them. I ordered number 2. It should be coming in a few days.
I was gonna say we could probably like you have the books. You could cross-reference the lines, or would that take too much longer?
That would. I don't know if this is the exact 1-to-1. Like this might be the original manga, whereas like the one I have right now is the official English translation hardback.
Was that? Did they say that like, oh, this was like translated from the original scans, or?
Well, no, that's just. I don't know if it's. It might be redrawn completely by Araki. But maybe not. I'd have to double check it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because I know like the hardback covers are usually like a finalized, like polished translation.
Yeah, and it contains multiple volumes in the hardbacks. Like it's a huge collection. It's not just like
Yeah.
Backflips. You see, I have a broken arm. Hello, Erina. Are you one of the richest doctors in the world? What if you take off your clothes? See how it goes. Ireland, Erina Joka.
That is kind of. All right, hold on. No, not part 3 yet. Why the fuck was Crybaby translated to Ireland?
That's going to offend a lot of people.
There's something very inherently like
that's wrong.
Racially charged about this whole translation.
Give me back my baby. Who are you? Your girlfriend, Erina? I don't know, but I have reason to love you. Anxiety. Uncle, I hate men versus women. I'll give you a hole. Anna, chat. What a sauce. Sheep for parents. That's good. He tried to help her and kicked her. Hey, Boingo, you know this gentleman? No details. You can't be Joe Est's only son, can you? Don't you like rich people? I don't know why, but I hate it. If you are a carpenter, there are many reasons to take it seriously. Here's another reference to carpentry.
We gotta like wait. What did carpentry stand for last time? It was like during the sacrifice
scene.
The
pillar of like. It was when
I think it stands for like. Maybe it has like something to do with like power or a position.
Maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Loosed Lodicos.
Why does the name change like every time?
Because usually the conventional spelling of Jonathan is with an H, but there are some instances where it's spelled without an H, like how it is spelled with Jojo. So it's probably trying to fill in the blanks on its own. Dear Juice Die. Good for you. Do you feel tall and strong? Time to drop her and move on. Appropriate. You play on your playground. Go everywhere. That's good. That's a good line. You play on your playground.
Because like yeah, this part of the scene is them being like, oh, we don't like feel any worse about beating you up now because like you're just some spoiled rich punk.
Yeah. Women. Oh no, he's Jotaro.
Yeah.
Jam. Thanks to the apostolic government. I want to be beautiful. Shy women, sometimes you have to be brave and fight. You know, even if your opponent is bigger than you and you know you can win. But she can beat him in one day. Wait, so he's not trying to beat people up. He has confidence that Erina can beat people up.
He's like trying to set an example for Erina, be like, yeah, you need to start beating people up.
Juiced Jodicus. So his name is Juiced. Juiced Jokas.
Oh yeah, because like sometimes Jojo is getting translated and they call him Jojo sometimes. All right.
I wear a scarf in front of the chest. I won't attack you until I know your name.
So,
Gotta be a real man.
sounds like he's trying to deal with like a mimic in Dark Souls 2.
Here comes God. I'm stuck here. Goodbye. He is a god. God saved his dead father and chose to leave us. Me too. Are you not a sign of God? You must be John. Everyone calls me Jojo. Nice to meet you. Despair Pants. This is the end. I introduced you. Her name is Danny Dog. Hunting is good.
All right, you know,
Don't...
this is the end might translate to like here's the finish line, like come here. I can kind of see the logic in that one.
Don't worry, we won't bite you. I know I'll be your friend soon.
He's
Fail.
my steadfast companion.
What? What are you doing with your life? EU will never forget you. So this is the heir to Jost, the only son of a horse. Psychological
Jost
stress
is a
lurks around the
homunculus.
corner. Psychological stress lurks around the corner. I challenge you, Lord, the heir of King Jesus. What a strange adventure.
I feel like another thing to mention is that like some ideologies see like God and Jesus as the same thing, so maybe it's trying to use Dio, meaning God, is also Jesus in some cases. I'm not sure what causes that.
You're tired, my god. London is far away. You are our family. New friends. You will live my life, Joji, my son. Joji the singer? Filthy Frank? This is your server. Sometimes we don't care. Leave everything. Part 2, Attack on God, Part 1.
This is a really interesting panel to see. It's really like weird because like watching the anime, all this stuff is just like background flavor, but like now that you like see it drawn out, it's really liminal. It feels like you're like right there in a video game space almost. It's really cool.
I agree with that. I am thankful that I have.
I am not thankful.
I am not thankful that I have a good heart.
Oh god.
Joso is also a mom, and everyone is equal. I hope we are friends. World of Warcraft will meet Dan again, right? Yes, sir. I will be very disappointed if a dog I don't know comes near me. Everything went well. I
He's
want
like,
to apologize.
yeah, I'd be. He's trying to explain like, oh, he was probably just frightened by the dog.
I want to apologize, but I want to live well with my husband because we are together. May I show you peace, Lord. Then he sees the mask.
The mask looked like it was smiling at him. I know that doesn't have anything to do with like the translation.
Jedi, you are here, Bongo. What are you going to do to me? Do not touch my skirt. What? You put your dirty hands on my chest, idiot. I want to marry you. Thank you, but you are engaged. Take me and give me as a commodity. Wow, this plot has changed immensely. Okay. So part 1, but Jonathan's in love with Dio,
what was
and
his
Dio's
name? Like Juiced? Juiced is like trying to like grope on God.
And God's like, I understand, but you're engaged.
You're already engaged to somebody else.
The Indian, yes. Ivan, Jojo, don't you dare hurt me because I'm with you. I'm the best in the EU. Why is there so many EU? The first. No one can see
when
me.
It comes to all things, all right.
It's the European Union.
Is that what they think when it comes?
That's what I'm in. That when you say EU, that's usually you mean European Union.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to. The original line was like, "I prevail in all things around here," or something like that. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
think like whenever they refer to like all things or like all encompassing, it gets translated to like European Union. Yeah, this must be like a this must be like a language that came out during like the conquistador eras or something, or like the French Revolution, because a lot of this seems like very Eurocentric,
Yeah.
especially with like calling crybabies getting changed into Ireland.
I
Something
want to be.
something tells me, yeah, there's definitely been like a language Google translated in here that they didn't realize was very charged. Let's just say that.
I want to be with you. One more thing. I don't like dogs. I'm not scared, but I will remove my skin and look like a complete different person. Oh, hey, Kira.
God is
Don't
a
come
spirit. God is a skinwalker when it
to,
comes to
don't
dogs.
don't come to me, Dionysus. D
Dionysus.
Dionysus.
Dionysus
Con-
was like the party god of wine and stuff.
contact us directly for what you are doing, Jay. Jo- Joe Yon always has a comfortable life when someone is injured. Whack. Women and men. Sorry, congratulations. This is the sixth time I made the same mistake 6 times. You said you didn't understand, but I honestly didn't. God, I'm entitled to 2020.
He's like, I need to pass this vision test for my driver's license.
Beer.
Because they're
Tweet.
drinking wine.
Tweet. Do you accept him as a human being? Wrong. Delete yo-yo page. Toes. If you want to eat or sleep in the closet, when the Lord came, I understood how beautiful it had been for so many years. Sorry, Dad. Learn from God. God's way is perfect.
You are nothing like Dio. You go to your room. You've had enough dinner.
I have a sister.
God has a sister.
You can go to hell. That's what. I'm single. I want to die in my bed and drown in my tears. If my body is found, no one will vote for me. I wonder if they let me breathe. He's getting suicidal. Woman.
Woman. Just a woman.
I don't like chocolate. Then he
So he just
proceeds to eat the chocolate. I thought about it. Dating sport. Well, I think not. Society and education are more conductive to sport than to science and sport. This is every religion. Here culminates the development of legal knowledge in accounting. These children's were no exception on the war battlefield. Success is considered a brave hero.
You know what I feel like was happening with that translation is like I feel like one of the languages didn't have like a concept for what a college is. So what the language ended up having to do was like directly explain what a college was to compensate for it. So they said like, "Oh, here is where all the knowledge is," instead of saying something like going to college. Cuz like he joined the boxing team in college. He's technically in
Jost
school for this, right?
Jostarius is my opponent. Jostarius. It sounds like a stand in itself. Hi, Yo-Yo. He has recently become intelligent.
Like increasingly
Recently.
so. I
Recently.
I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to mean.
I think that means like he's recently started college. I think you're right, and that's what it's supposed to say.
Oh
But
yeah.
like he has recently become intelligent.
That one panel and like people don't look at the clock. That face looks like it was like upscaled with like bilinear bicubic scaling or some shit. The resolution on it looks too fuzzy for like the rest of the manga.
Frequently asked questions. World Health Organization? How are you? Do your best, ma'am. Inner peace. Everything is peaceful. Obviously, we have new friends who would rather join our game than watch it. We know the name Afne, so what does that mean? Can we really be proud of your boxing skills? Skirt. I can't find new friends. God is adorable. Just leave me alone. What problem do you have? This is like Jonathan if he actually would. I don't think Jonathan ever says just leave me alone in the entire JoJo part 1.
Because he's still trying to be like friends with Dio or something.
This is like the most realistic edit. Like, just leave me alone. What problem do you have?
You know what? It was probably translated from like "go easy on me" or something, and so like it took it to a whole nother extreme of like, yeah, just leave me alone, don't confront me at all. Whereas like
everyone here seems to agree. From Hercules, our wars are the same, not just a joke. You need to see the vet. There is no doubt. Pot.
well, I feel like he said fear. Uh, I guess he's just excited about him betting. I don't think this was part of the anime. I think they were just
yeah, there was no betting
boxing.
in the anime. I don't think they just fought.
They didn't want to promote gambling. No, wait a minute. How's this for school then? If they are like putting bets on it, unless
this
the
is
school
before
just, like...
this is before they were in college, I think.
But I thought like
this is episode 1 still. They're like teenagers.
Yeah, but like earlier in this very translation, they were still
talking about higher education. Yeah, but like they're not in college yet.
All right, sure, fine.
This is my dad's calendar. Yes. Do you measure your salary? If I lose, I won't be able to get help this month. I will not let you go. May God set me free. It's time for my demise. Somewhere in the fire, God, let me explain the rules. Hit him in the face and disappear. Shoot him as many times as you want, but when I sin, I will hit you 10 times. Give me a knife, I'll work. The game goes without gloves. One shot solves everything. I don't support this law in London. Your husband refers to the leader of the aliens. Alaska. I don't think Alaska was discovered yet. And if it was, it wasn't like colonized by the Russians yet. I'm in love? Anal? Anal?
I'm waiting for the line where he's like, "Oh, it's just something I picked up in my street days. I wonder what that's gonna look like."
What moves you? I have never seen so many problems with my legs. God uses 20th century vibration protection. I can't get over this. Batman is bigger than I expected. First I touch the flesh to surprise you. Then I will kill you. Then I will show you the method I learned in the squat. Food. Young man, Yo-Yo is gone. Straight, this game is for me, but don't forget, I lost everything. It hurts. Thumbs up. I like it. In your eyes. And click the login link.
All right, hold on. Yeah, because like they keep translating things into like more modern technology. What was that line supposed to be? Like,
and I think and knock out or something, and get knocked out or like and black out. I don't know. Barbie, it's cool. I'm currently using the new Defender settings. Oh, so he's outing himself as a cheater. Learn all about how to do this here. Real? Damn it. Sunburn.
I think
Me
what he was
too.
supposed to say there is like, "Oh, yeah, it's nothing. I'm just using like a technique of like basic defense." He's like trying to encourage them to train or something.
Go fishing. I had never seen a parade before. Liquid fish is easy to catch, and I'll show you how to cook it. Liquid fish. This implies the existence of fish on land.
I think he's like giving some bullshit about like fish oil.
Yeah.
And vitamins.
But be careful. Don't say yo-yo. I cannot hide. Mambo. First, if I do,
don't tell
I'll marry
Jojo any
all
of these techniques.
If I do, I'll marry all of Jonah's friends. The other side, the pain is empty. I turned him into a villain. So you have everything in time, and when we grow up, we will surely be happy, satisfied. I love you? What is your occupation? My eyes cry. What do you think of this so far?
I feel like I'm like you're going like you're going at such a pace where it's like I'm trying to think about what's the connection to the original lines, but at the same time I'm starting to realize like there are so many like small intricacies added from the anime that I didn't realize were in the beginning manga.
Girlfriend Areno. This is weird. Where I'm missing the plural? White.
He's
Chapter 3. A Merciful God Part 2.
I think he's missing the mask. Also, this is like another room where it's like
That's
you see nothing like this in the anime. So
no.
this is like really cool to look at. It's like a
You're not
Resident Evil
going to
game.
give me money this time, are you? No problem. You are my friend. For your safety on business. And I will not see him until he is broken. Josars, Jugors, I'm sorry to touch you without your permission. Many scary worms, you know. Is that a is that foreshadowing to like the Dio bud in the forehead?
I was gonna say in the last scene is like, oh, you're not gonna give me your money this time. It sounded like Dio was about to like bully him for his lunch money or something. It's like either give me your
Yeah,
lunch money or I'm taking the stone mask. And now he's here. Was there
he's taking the stone mask.
wait? Was there writing on the mask in the anime? I thought he just like stole it at some point and then like he
There
just
was, I think so, like a symbol.
yeah, I can't remember that at all.
I did not ask. In Mexico, there are stones. Yes, yes, George. There indeed are stones in Mexico. Shortly after Joseph's birth, Joseph's not alive yet. I
That's
went
like
on
a whole nother
holiday.
part.
That's like 50. That's like a good 50 years from now at most.
I like another thing I've never realized in the manga is that like George looks a lot more uh George definitely definitely something different about George that makes him seem more cocky
Yeah.
than upbeat and rich like he did in the anime.
Shortly after Joseph's birth, I went on holiday and bought an art gallery in London. In a performance, a tractor crashed and lost a man, but your father saved us from Joshu. Joshu? Like part 8 Joshu? Fond memories. Fond? This mask is in the shape of my husband. Tell me you write differently. It is Aztec light. Racism. Handsome man. Do not deceive me. Oh shit. Are you interested in dreams? Hat.
Yeah, I had a cool dream about a hat. All right, one thing I will say, I think I got it now. In the manga, George looks more like an uncle who wants to like dump his playboys on you.
Yeah.
Whereas like and also that previous panel was really cool with the tree drawn out. I think you do see something like that in the anime where he's like walking on the tree.
Yeah, he's like smoking a pipe on a tree.
He wasn't even
An
smoking a pipe in the anime.
an error occurred. God bless you, bomb. Hiding and burning before the parents. Destiny exists. They will kill us.
Are people in this like randomly robots?
The information you mentioned, what do you think of yourself? What is a mouse? Hoarseness.
I,
Damn dead yo-yo. Continues. He couldn't talk to save his life. Hi, Taro. Burns like a mouse. What I told you? Tell me you did? What the fuck?
is mouse supposed to translate to like liar or something? Also, what is a mouse? Hoarseness.
What-
I feel like there's a few differences between a horse and a mouse. Namely, the
for
size, for one thing.
for God's sake, it's over. God who betrayed me, why are you so sick? Ruined my life. To the God of hell,
To hell
laugh.
with Dio.
Yeah,
Dio, my
God.
love.
My love.
You ever see those videos of like a horse eating like a baby chick?
No, I haven't actually.
I
Wally.
wish I had neither. I'm saying. I'll
my
tell you
life,
that much. I wish I had neither, but I did.
my life was destroyed when God came home. Sorry for the European Union. They always compared us until I succeeded right after skating. Have you ever left me in the prayers of the gods?
You wouldn't betray. Like, I think you said, like, no matter what
You
Dio
would
does, you
betray.
won't betray me, Dio.
Yeah. Everyone who looks at me seems to know something. Juiced Lodicus. I remember picking up the crying baby, stabbing her with a towel, and sacrificing her.
I'm just glad the translation on like the like handkerchief has stayed the same. I would have like lost my shit completely if it was like a different name suddenly on the handkerchief. Unless like the
Thanks,
AI algorithm like remembered it or they saw like the same phrase and just decided to.
thanks for the wine. That's kind of close because it's grapes.
Yeah, that is good.
I'm leaving tomorrow, so come with me. Wrong. Unfortunately, this is not the time for women. Now I feel like a pretty girl.
But
Jew- Jews lived in pain and sadness now.
uh
Women
that's
had
Jude
met.
spelled as Jooz for some reason.
His actions aroused strange curiosity. Mojo and his girlfriend quickly became friends. I was driving too fast.
They're on like one of those slide thingies that you see at the fair, except it's like made of wood and they use sleds. That's cool.
Aaron, what? Relationship? We do not know your shape. Take off your pants and get a pillow, and no one will know. What are you insinuating?
Is he trying to say like take a picture to last longer? He has that kind of face to him.
I made a frog.
You did not
Immortality.
shut the fuck up, Giorno.
Immortality.
Shut up. Again, it's just Giorno.
When I'm feeling bad, I don't think.
Oh
Please,
no.
please tie a rope and tie it to the other leg. Derek, dog pain, barking, breaking bones, and skin when eating. Hey yo yo, you will be writing soon. Weather forecast. Oh, he's too early. That's like 2000. That's like 200 years too early. Sign up, browse, and have fun. What are you hiding? USA. I'm hiding the USA from the European Union. You are so stupid. I'm from Hercules. Operation Hello. You attract me. To seduce you? Have children every day.
Oh.
Means masculine. I promise the EU does not say that. Now exposure.
This is completely chaotic now. I have no fucking idea.
We divorce. LOL.
This scene is like so long. They give you way better of like an indication of like Jonathan and like Irina's relationship here in the manga, because like
In the anime, it's so
in the
quick.
anime it's like Jonathan, why are you carving on that tree? Whereas like here they're like, no, show me. It's like no, it's too embarrassing, and they have to go through like this whole squabble of like him hiding it.
LOL. It seems to me that I am in debt now. I need to screen cap that. I need to screen cap
That's the
that
first
right
one
now.
you screen cap?
It's because it's relatable. Ben Aaron. Ben. Who the hell is Ben? Yes, you
I
are.
don't know. You tell me.
Yes, you are a criminal. Hi, don't tell me you don't love me. Jojo is blessed. Oh, they finally have Jojo pop up. He greeted and said to Aaron, "Have you ever practiced yoga? I saw. It makes me happy now."
Real?
Real? He's real. Many see two things: the earth and the stars. Fred Light Bridge, stupid bunch. A real woman. War king. My God.
War can't be bad.
God is glorious. What we want. I want to be like her. They're jealous. They're jealous that
They're jealous of Dio. Right? Well, I
no,
mean, here they're jealous of Arena.
Step 4: beware of God, please.
I think this really was called something like "Beware the Sudden Invader" or something like that. I forget.
Yes, the cyclist kisses again. It's not funny. Joe is not the first kiss. It's me, God.
We got the first meme.
It's
Laugh it
me,
up.
God. Don't be mad when you push me. It was the first kiss I gave him. Jojo is offline. You can't take away those bad memories when you see them, especially if you are wearing a woman. Wait, is Erina a skinwalker wearing a woman?
I don't know. I want to read JoJo's heart.
I won't let him be your boyfriend. If you have wait, is Dio trying to fuck Jojo now?
I feel like, yeah, this whole thing's been like a weird love triangle.
Jojo's in love with Dio, but because Dio's an asshole and winning his father's approval, he fucks Arena, but now Dio's jealous of Arena. I feel like that'd be more of a interesting plot for part one's beginning. Give it the weird love triangle. Like I won't let him be your boyfriend if you have no reason
I feel
to
like
live.
there's got to be at least one. There's got to be at least one like section somewhere in like the JoJo continuity between Dio and whoever, where like Dio actually just straight up admits to being in a love triangle with Jonathan at some point, even if it's like something misconstrued.
Yeah. Right? I saw. How do you feel? What's out there? Rinse your mouth with clay. Excuse me? Even though she
Do you
loves
dare
to.
wash your mouth out in a puddle? I'm just remembering the old line. Sorry.
Yeah. Even though she loves to kiss God, why do you use black water instead of soap? Very close to the river. Boys, children. By the grace of God.
We got like an actual anime call out.
By the grace
Anime
of...
super move call out.
That sounds like a really cool move. By the grace of God. So what comes out of the mud and childbirth? It is your pride. Oh yes.
And here we have Dio beating woman.
What part of the EU is it? Red-haired women do not lose control of women.
I just thought of a meme for this panel. You know, at the start of Hotline Miami 2, where it's like,
Yeah.
would you like to skip scenes, alluding to.
Oh yeah. Oh no. No. Don't even go there. This is Dennis.
Yeah, this isn't Berserk. This is Dennis. Again! No, like, go back. Look at that fucking panel. Look
It's
at,
the
like, the
house.
monumental
It looks so
fucking mansion they live in. In the anime, it's like a shitty, like, large-sized McMansion house in the background. Here, it's like, it looks like he
It's
lives in a museum. Or, like, a House of Congress or something.
Denmark. Will they learn to change? Jojo. Oh wait, they in the manga they show more scenes of like Dio with George, where in the anime they don't really show that.
All right. Maybe that's it. Next time somebody starts clowning on part 1 and 2, just tell them like, yeah,
Tell
for
them to
part
read the
1 you
manga.
need to read the manga first cuz it's like 10 times better.
I'm excited to read it when I get all of them. I'm just missing the two.
I don't even remember this scene from like the Grapefruit like JoJo manga podcast.
Jojo, you are beautiful too. Jojo men. Unfortunately, you can close the door and get burned. Jojo mama. Dennis. That sounds like a Joe Mama joke there. Dennis trusts Joe and treats her like a girl. He is my boyfriend. He is? I am on time, but I'm always alone. I bought this box. She is 5 years old. I'm going to tell the story of Joy, Johnny, Danny's first date. When Denise came home, Denny will find a new place to meet new people. Attack Jojo and try to kill him. Then Jojo. Wait, that's what they yelled at the dog? That's what his dad did? That's. Wait a minute.
Then Joe started to joke and said he was afraid of the Greeks. Boy, can you blame me? No, I think I remember this. He's like explaining how they first adopted Danny.
Yeah.
I guess.
He threatened her with a broom, so he was obviously sentenced to death. Just one day, the river is alive. Joe is dead. Yes, no one mourned, but I'm dying. How does one flee? Dogs are not allowed to help. Still angry with Joy or Dionysus. Dionysus says he can't be saved, but she cries and listens to his help. Understand the value of life, magic dog. Danny and Ada were happy that day, and so they became friends.
That line has like the same energy as like the future is now, old man. I'm gonna like go AFK for like 5 seconds. I'm gonna go grab like a candle.
Yeah.
I'm back. Did you continue reading without me? Or
no, I waited for you.
Oh, I thought you would.
Ireland. My God, what's wrong with the body? Because they are. Wait, Aaron, your wallet is different.
What's wrong with the body? This sounds like it's about to be the start of a zombie apocalypse.
LOL. I mean, it's not wrong. Good evening, garbage. Ooh. Tell me why you're getting married. Of course, I don't want Lojo to die. Hola, holla, holla. Malaysian jungle knife. Arena, what did you do? Allah. He screams Allah. How are you? Leave your name and meaning, whatever you want to do. Don't forgive yourself. Hate yourself. How crazy you are with me. I don't want to be fucked. Holy shit. Hey, kiss me. I think you heard Aaron, my dear. Revenge of the Iron Fist. Envy is a curse for you and for you. I will not ignore your atheism. This is surprisingly coherent. Like Dio is like, I am God in physical form, and like if you disagree and fight me, you're an atheist.
That just sounds like regular Dio.
But it's like actual religious God, not Dio.
Well, I mean, yeah, whatever.
Itching to wrestle with me again, didn't you? It's just bullshit. More. I do not love you, but now, even if I lose the rest of my life, I can't lose. I live in the shadow of God. we will have to fight for the return of Ireland.
I like it.
Yeah.
How quickly do you think you could get to the stream? Like, just...
If you link it to me now, I can just check it.
All right, hold on. Actually, hold on. Will this
You want me
work?
to test something?
No, I'm just doing something goofy, and I realized you can't really see what I'm doing right now, but I'm gonna... Yeah, I can link something to you.
I like this panel. Divorce time.
I don't think they can... Yeah, I, like, switched... I switched screens or something right now. I don't think they can see you, but I'm... Yeah, here it is.
I'm taking a screenshot of that one.
Div-
Divorce time. Divorce time.
Yep. Alright,
Okay,
there,
so-
now they can see it.
Okay. I made you flower. I okay? Okay. What are you looking at here? This is gonna get Inception. I okay? Oh, that's cool. Okay. What are you looking at here? This is gonna get Inception. I okay? Oh, that's. I have learned physically in real life or in real life that I will never overcome misunderstandings. Ha. Woo. This is like this woo.
The flame on this candle gets way too big because, like, the wick I found was, like, way too thick.
Divorce time.
Local streamer's house burns down on stream due to
No.
candles.
That's wonderful. I feel like I'm living a whole new life. It's amazing. Conflict. Tell him you can hug him after the fight. You are feeling well? Oh no. Smile. Oh my god. I don't like this. It is no longer the same. Broken heart. Joe.
We got the first punch rush. And there, that's like... The comic ends there.
Yeah. Joe. His name is Joe. We finally know who Joe is. Oh yeah. Ha ha. Goddamn, how weak am I? Season 5.
Look
Next,
at that fucking
branding
pose.
What is that pose? God, oh my god.
Look at that motion.
Trousers. On opinion, I love you. You can't do this to me. Screaming. You dirty cheater. What the hell are you doing? Man. Fight the men you see. But yes, it's like attacking yourself when you're vulnerable, stupid. Bye, Indonesian. There's no excuse to go back into the room. Jew, so I will punish you both. Squeal, dicks. We are moving. Hell. On the other side. Boom. Completely at home. Want to know what's in the box? Wait, is that the box saying that? The dog. Wait, the dog is asking if you want to know what's in the box. Unfortunately, a servant was thrown here. Or there.
He's probably saying, like, I'm not sure what this box is.
Wow. How does that sound?
This is about to get really gruesome really quick because they show something here that's not in the anime.
Oh. Like hitting someone with a mouse. Yes. Goodbye. Burn your life and try to get rid of it immediately. Fragment. Oh my god. Praise the Lord. Nice. Yes, this is my treasure. I was very happy. Great. Your lips are closed. I locked him in the oven. Yep. He passed.
Is that Pet Shop?
Pet Shop already. Hello, you sent me a cock? Recording? It is very big. You're a rocker. Stop swearing.
Jonathan's turning into like a male stripper or something. I hope you're recording me bending over right now.
Aaron, I don't know what to say. Arena is fine. I wasn't crazy. I hid the glass wall.
Arena's not fine. At this point in the manga, she's like avoiding him because like she doesn't know how to confront him about Dio stealing her first kiss.
Death. God, this kiss is a joke to you, and you want more. Therefore, depression. All the pain and sorrow. I'm going home. Très bien, Professor Joe. I am so sad.
Très bien was this French?
That means, I think that means like very good.
That'd be
Very
like muy
beautiful
bien.
view. Very beautiful view. They're at the fucking dog's funeral. Therefore, I buried you before I came. So we made a real tombstone out of it. Police said the thief wanted to drive the car before he stole the house. I don't understand why you're so keen on killing, but security needs to be tightened here. Your husband is healthy. Help. Do it yourself, master. He hasn't come back from school yet. Fanny.
I like that. It's not even anything that drastic. It's just fucking Danny more like fucking Fanny.
Fanny, like, you got a thick fanny. Joseph went into his room and slept for 2 hours. They keep calling him Joseph.
They have.
Yeah, this is like the
I've been
third
starting to like
time.
I've been starting to like zone out slightly ever since I lit this candle.
Horse struggled hard after getting up. After you say that, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Dionysus.
After Dionysus remembered that he was dead, he wept. The EU was concerned. The European Union's getting involved over the death of Fanny.
This is some heavy fucking lore. Here I was about to start saying like, yeah, we've pretty much come to expect stuff by now, but then like just as that happens, they start throwing you ringers like this. Like suddenly the stakes are like way more intense.
Who would have thought that a yo-yo would explode? No respect. The more you are, the more you are. I kept the baby in a cage, but they will soon take me away. I want to learn to drive. This is relating to the thing saying he wanted to drive the car before he stole a house.
You mean
Literally just
drive a carriage?
No. Look, it was where was it? The police said the thief wanted to drive the car before he stole the house, and here they're referencing he wants to learn how to drive.
Holy shit! Dio's like dialogues in this make it like
he's like a super like criminal mastermind.
I guess the translation was able to pick up some of the DNA that made Dio such like a fuck boy in the original.
Behavior 17 years. What was Joshu again doing in those difficult times? Break the mask. Time to stop. Yes, it was a great adventure. 7 years later, in 1888, new literature. Tummy Tuck Jack. Oh my god. I can't. Oh my god.
Tummy Tuck Jack is what kills you? Like it, what the fuck?
Because it's not even close to Jack the Ripper. It's not even close.
It sounds like a fucking child storybook character.
It sounds like a hillbilly comedian.
Because Jack.
A mysterious killer died in London due to a lack of motivation and anger. He entered a due to a lack of motivation and anger, he entered a new era of fear into society. This year, another terrible food competition begins. A battle for the bet between Jojo and Zeus. Chapter 6, Final Document, Part 1. He understands, and Hugh Hudson, star juiced Jodicus, won the balloon.
The football.
Yeah. Oh, this one's split up a bit, I think. What the hell?
hell? You like turned on scroll mode or some shit.
I didn't even mean to.
Did you like
John,
you were
like,
laughing so fucking hard at Tummy Tuck Jack that like
I fixed it.
you slammed your fat dummy thick fingies onto the keyboard.
Jonathan Jocosis, who was about to drown, measured his master and knocked on the door. You know what? Every time the name changes, where it's like, it just keeps reminding me of that Oni plays animation, of like Dragon Ball, where it's like, well, Kaka Krabby Patty, where it's like they keep calling him different names. That's what this is reminding me of.
You're gonna like make me put it on in the background.
John, it's like
Jonathan
Jonathan Joestar, get the ball, and then Jonathan Jocosis. This is your last fight before launch. Good luck getting home. Yes, he does yoga with other colleagues. Human ventilation. He has no regrets. He attracts men and 2 other prisoners. Is it because? Oh my god, he's wearing like black and white too, in stripes.
I'm not sure that's what it's referring to, unless there was a line referring to their uniforms in the anime I forgot about. But
to be a father, cattle can be bred.
Yes.
Go to the door and kill all 3 of them. Jonah Joduck is a farmer. What a force. How powerful he is. It's very funny. What is slogan? Start surfing. Is Yo-Yo pushing the earth? L. Register your passport and who took the disciple? Bongo. Signed by Lord Marcus Hugo Hudson. I love it. Urination. Rhythm Girl. Rhythm Opera. Congratulations. He did it, and there is nothing to hide. You will always be beautiful and, of course, amazing. L.
L. What do you mean? They won that game.
This is essential. The last war brings victory. Let's do yo-yo. We all won. Attractive. Joshua. Joshua took 4 of the 3 and asked permission to attack so that God would bless us. Good game. Sit in the corner. I'm so glad it's over, God. Mr. Bendall said he and his lawyer, Joestar Connaughton, were successful in archaeology. Garbage, and thanks. Play this cooperative rugby game. Despise the school. We must immediately inform the Abbot of this success. Say goodbye to exchanging jokes. That is obvious.
The Abbot? What composition was Abbott? I forget.
When I openly accept this responsibility and talk about Daddy, Pastor Joestar, oh my god. Oh, I did not think I would hear Jonathan monologuing about calling someone Daddy. Oh. 7 years, and even now I can't be right. He is a handsome man, but why do you not see your friends? What happened 7 years ago? What about Denmark and Aaron? In my head, no, I'm an adult.
I like how in this one he's like more unsure about like, can he really bury all those events that happened forever ago? Whereas like in the other one, he held on to like the conviction. Whereas here he's like really not sure if he's still forgiven him.
Yeah. God, want to share your high school yoga friendships? Our friendship insults me, abuses me. That's the opposite of what he says in the show.
Yeah, and the other one, they're like, tell us about your friendship with Jonathan, and he's like, oh, come on now. I think
he's like, he's my brother, or like, I love him or whatever, but it's all fake.
I guess they're trying to get him to like, Dio, are you gay? Yes. But that's not revealed until later.
Friendship, it's closer. All I need is my dear Joester. Then she's my girlfriend. Treat with love again. My goal was to enjoy Joestar's ass, and now I can say I'm the greatest. Okay, hold on. I think dinner's ready. I'm gonna be right back and grab it. But holy shit,
Yeah, I'm
my
good.
goal was to enjoy Joe Star's ass.
This is definitely like a good point to pause.
I'll be right back.
Wait a minute, Lanket, do you have any good video game OST to recommend for the break?
uh, Eyes of Heaven.
All right.
It's fitting. Wait. Before I go,
What?
use the extended version, the one where it's like the battle's over for the waiting music. You know the one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look up results. Eyes of Heaven OST. There you go. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, Lanket, your recommendation was trash. That's literally like a 10-second loop. Let's find at least other music from Eyes of Heaven. Is what they have for Jonathan? All right. It sounds like a hard rock, like cover of some sort of NES theme. This is not even the meme I wanted to show, but like I forgot the meme I was gonna try to show. I can keep looking though. I like this image. I like. Oh, for a second I thought Blanket was back, but it's just like the twitchy animations of the video on YouTube. What other memes do we have? This is Zeppeli's theme? This one's not even that good. This one's a bit funny, I guess. I'm not even sure if this looks like it was like fan drawn by someone else. Yeah, there's a watermark. I have no idea what this one's supposed to mean. Next OST. The Speedwagon's theme? Oh, this is fucking cool. I like this meme. It reminds me of like the one frame non-looping GIF of like the mailman with like Otis standing behind him. We have this. I don't even think this is a meme related to anything. I think this is just like old-fashioned men's fashion from some era. Looks like concept art for Archer. Remember that show? Oh god. It's one of those shows where it's like I watched it forever ago when I was like kind of young, probably younger than like the target audience that was supposed to be watching that show, but I don't remember fuck all about the plot anyways, other than cartoons. Will this display? Yes. OBS can show WebPs. I had never even heard of a WebP until I encountered one. Hold on. Lincoln's about to tell me he's canceled the stream. No, it's just a few more minutes. Alright, this one. I mean, besides the fact that you can even fucking read this, this is a watch order. Hold on, let me look at this. Oh wait, I can't. I might have to have Linkit look at this, because like the source image he sent me is dog shit. I can't read it. I thought I'd be able to discuss this. I don't even know where he got this image or how he was able to read it in the first place, but... Hold on, are these all Joseph? Yeah. New OST. This is Dio Brando's theme. Hold on. So Joseph. They're all like hard rock. Is Jotaro's gonna be like the show? There's some techno in this one. This meme reminds me of the take I came up with of like, part 2 is literally the gayest part. Because Jonathan, at one point throughout Battle Tendency, Jonathan literally dresses like a woman and marries 2 dudes. And his Italian boyfriend is okay with it. That is real. Well, maybe not the boyfriend part, but like... that happens in part 2. This sounds nothing like Jotaro's theme from the show. This is old Joseph's theme. Let's see what Dio's theme sounds like. The most MIDI ass organ. This sounds like a royalty-free version of like something you'd hear out of Brutal Legend. I should probably stream that game sometime. I mean, it's definitely gotten crustified with age, but it's still a really cool game in terms of lore and stuff.
Alright, I have returned. Hello? I'm gonna pop into his stream and hear it. Hello? The government is trying to put chips in people? I hope I get like salt and vinegar. The government is trying to put chips in people? I hope I get like salt and vinegar. That's a good one. Where is the word camera from? Where is this one? I guess I will be here in place. Hello. So today, oh, never mind. He is back.
It's like,
I just came back.
I had a feeling
30 seconds ago.
I had a feeling like as soon as like it came back, he'd try to hijack the stream somehow.
I was like, oh, hello, I have returned, and then I opened up your stream to hear the music, and my thought was immediately like, this isn't Eyes of Heaven.
It was like the different characters themes from Eyes of Heaven.
I was referring to
yeah, I tried playing it and then I realized that was like a 10-second loop.
Yeah, it's like one of the perfect. I should not be sharing that.
Don't worry, it wasn't on the stream.
Oh, thank God.
I haven't brought it back yet, but
that's a good one though. Eyes of Heaven is just. I wish that came to PC too. That one looks fucking fun. It's like Xenoverse in a way, but like co-op.
I'd full screen it again, F11 on it, unless you want them to see your tabs.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
And we're streaming again.
Hello there. I have some nice slow cooked chicken here. We have white people dinner tonight. At least northern Canadian country white. We have slow cooked chicken with
undercooked slow cooked chicken. That's white people dinner.
No. Like actually seasoned, like properly.
Pepper.
Some nice carrot.
Doesn't count.
Some nice carrot. And we have some tiny little mini slow cooked potatoes that my nana loves to call taters. So they're not tater tots. They're actual like slow cooked potatoes, like baked potatoes. But
I have
let's taste this
with me an Uncrustables. That's it.
Fuck, that was all bone I got in there. That's good chicken though. Holy shit. That's really good. God damn. If you were here with me right now physically, I'd be like, yo, take some of this. This is fucking good.
Chicken is one of those things where it's like it's only ever good as like a flavoring, or as like there's like a very specific way you have to prepare chicken for it to be good a lot of times. And it's usually when like you prepare the whole chicken. That way you can like cut the scraps you want off of it. Kind of like a Thanksgiving turkey.
That's kind of how this was. This was like a mini bird, and like we both got a half.
Or like a Cornish game hen or something.
Yeah. Oh, look at that art piece.
Oh, it looks like something out of Bloodborne.
It really, yeah. This is my father. Funerals, cough. I haven't seen a cough yet. You just coughed. Doctor, please log in. I'm coming hospital. Hospital? Hi, don't go away. Murder in the hospital. I just need the money. That's why she wants to leave you. And anyway, I'm leaving. I have a better home. My breasts hurt and my arms swell up. I feel better. Germany in the near future. Whoa. Wait a minute.
Is that a part 2 prediction?
That is a part 2 prediction, I think. Have fun.
Not in quite the way you expect, but yeah.
No, it's definitely something.
It's something that happens during part 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get some more of this.
We're talking about World War II, just in case you couldn't piece together.
I think they got that. Well, actually, no, not. I don't know. Like, why would they watch this if they didn't know JoJo?
That was an excellent question. All fake JoJos, get the fuck out of here. Get out.
I used to be a fake JoJo, and then I watched Phantom Blood.
Like it used to be a fake JoJo when he made movie edits involving like Giorno's piano
Okay.
theme with reverb, and he's like, "Yes, this is my remix."
Just thick, a little heavy. Looks great. Okay. You should study medicine, not archaeology. I'm gone. Wait, is that what Dio is studying in this? He's studying medicine?
I'm trying to think of like this was something in the manga we didn't see in the anime where like at one point, uh, George was like, what's the word? George was like scrutinizing him for studying archaeology instead of medicine, and now he's like pulling this out on him in the original.
Well,
Whereas like
like I'm trying to think like what take out the stone mask, right? Take out everything bizarre about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood. What were they going to be when they grew up?
some random rich family,
That's it?
pretty much,
Damn.
as far as I can guess. Some rich family where Dio just keeps Jonathan around as like a cuck boy. I don't know.
Well, I think his plan was to eventually just like cuck Jonathan entirely and then kick him out.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have to rewatch Phantom Blood. It's good. I hate when people say like it's boring because that actually pisses me off.
Well, I mean, we're kind of rewatching it now. It's just we got it in this weird filtered dog doo doo version.
This is if like we wrote it in 2019 or like 2020. That's the
Maybe.
kind of level of like craziness this is.
But at the same
Yeah.
time, like, we also have that other watch. I tried showing that during like the intermission, but like the resolution on it was too small for me to read. So you'll have to probably bring it up at some point and like go over it once we're
Right,
done with one of these chapters.
we can do it at the end of this. We have like 50 pages left after this.
All right.
Okay.
Also, another thing I just thought about with this is that like I'm gonna admit Dio's dialogue is probably like the only thing that saves this whole translated adventure. Otherwise, this gets a lot samey really quick unless you're trying to remember actively what happened beforehand in the
Yeah.
in like the anime or the manga or whatever in the story
The consistency of the nonsense.
is like becoming too consistent. Yeah, you can already tell what's gonna be like nonsense unless it's like something grand or climactic like Dio's dialogue. So
Yeah.
what I was going to suggest is that like maybe instead of going throughout all of the entirety of fucking JoJo's, we just limit this to like some of the more critical parts of the series just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Like I take it like once we finish with this volume, see what happens if we just end up skipping to like the last volume where it's like they attack Dio at the castle and then they attack him on the boat.
Yeah. By the way, God, go. Enjoy a wonderful holiday. Sad to hear. My boyfriend was with me before I started school. Alas, poor friend, go home and smile. I'm actually proud of myself. Bisexuality. Oh, they're acknowledging that they're gay.
We have representation in JoJo.
They're actually acknowledging all of the boyfriend girlfriend like shit they've been hinting at for the last 130 pages.
137.
Listen carefully, conch. Magic conch shell.
Can I have something to eat?
After your studies, do what you want. I look forward to seeing you and your family. I was born to walk, but you have given me riches in life. I hope to continue to brag. This is honest, Dio. Joe Stars, it's time to wake up. Whoa.
That's the stone mask, I take it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, it was hung on the wall before.
Yeah, but they put it away after the fight.
Because, like, it kept getting knocked down.
Yeah.
And George was like, this is the last piece I have to remember my mother by. Or I think that's what Jonathan says in this.
Yeah. God always says there's no archaeology. This is untrue. But what's interesting, this mask doesn't taste good, and I know it.
Then stop tasting it, asshole.
What do the creators of this figure think? Why do they do that? And why doesn't his remember his mother's birthday? What? Want to know how you feel. When he discovered his secret, Darwin was no longer interested in the theory of evolution. He hoped to become science.
All right.
Science as a whole. Amazing. Women and men. Irish. Hinduism. I'm glad you didn't do that. Ah, yes, that religion. I'm glad you're not that. That's what he's been looking.
From what I remember of Hinduism, it's about like reaching nirvana through incarnation, reincarnation.
Reincarnation, yeah.
Yeah.
Sketch design. Look at the danger in the middle of the book. Nose. Vehicle. Darius Roca? Or Darius
Hold on, what?
Roca?
Darius Roca.
This is the name of the Godfather. Of God the Father.
Dario Brando.
Yeah. God the Father wrote to my father, and he wrote it 7 years ago. I think you might be interested in some books. My dear father told me how he wrote to the immortal Father of God. What he wrote about determining the death penalty is very interesting. I did not care for 7 years. God, forgive the inconvenience. Don't worry about drugs. He also wants to start, pregnant. I'm going up the stairs. I really don't care.
This is the scene where he's like, let me take the medicine to him.
Yeah, but it's like Dio saying, like, I really don't care what you're saying. Like,
you're a poisoner, Dio Brando.
You, Dio Brando, have poisoned my father, George Joestar.
Look at that one panel. It looks like he skipped all the way into part 3 to pull off a face that smug.
Which one? There's like several.
The bottom right.
That does look like part 3 Dio.
Did my candle just crackle? I think it did. No,
God,
keep reading.
what have you? Sorry, I was eating. God, what have you done with drugs now? 7 years ago, my father wrote a letter. I met him by accident. Read more.
It sounds like the translation of this was like, I found this letter, so I started reading it. And I realized it was about your father. So I started reading more.
But it says read more. Like, it's like, click here to read more.
Go to your local library.
I'm so tired. I don't know what happened, but my heart hurts. My fingers are swollen. I don't bite. If I choose to die, I heal my child or God from within. Our fathers are the same. What the hell is going on here, God? Chapter 7, penultimate letters 2. Are you beautiful? Yes. Do you have any drugs? Stupid. Bongo, how much money do you have to buy drugs? I'm trying to get out of bankruptcy. Ever heard of drinking? That sounds like an actual dialogue. Not between the two of them, but that sounds like something you'd hear from somewhere else.
Ever heard of drinking, dumbass? That's where your damn bankruptcy is coming from. Now, you better learn to deal with it. You better learn to pay for my alcoholism.
Drugs aren't medicine. Sell shit and buy an elixir now. This is my woman dress. And you won't die. Yes, I'm going to hell. My father was just a real sent your mother to the grave. What does that even mean?
You know, he was just that kind of dad.
He was that kind of dad for real.
He was a real sent your mother to the grave.
I feel bad when the blood flows through my veins. I feel I deserve to die. Oh my god. This is like actually like realistic, more compelling part 1 Dio. Not
really?
just yeah. Like he feels that he's suicidal because of who he's related to. That's what like, or at least he has thoughts of suicide, or like believes he shouldn't
Are you sure?
exist.
Are you sure that didn't happen in the original hardback?
No, he well, I don't know about the hardback, but in the anime, it's not how it goes. In the anime, he just was like, I denounce my father, and he denounces his last name, and then that's why when he's
That's
that's
why
why
in
in part
part 3 he's just Dio. It's like he's
yeah
ascended to be God completely.
yeah how
I don't know.
it's United States. It's a fun place for the ears. I will go where I go, confuse people. I saw a man in my country who had a moth like you. Although very disappointed, he was only 183 years old. Is he talking about Joseph? Is he like? Does he see Joseph in Dio's fortune?
I don't know. The text is kind of small for me to read.
Big smile. It's just an invention
I think
of
you
the
ended up
future.
shifting into. No, wait, that's just the. Oh, it's a full page.
Yeah.
I thought you accidentally shifted into like scroll mode again.
No, no, no. Sorry, my food's like bony.
My food's just really good. I just need to. Oh,
Oh, oh.
oh. Expertly
Mm.
timed ASMR burp.
Don't worry, don't worry. It is a completely effective drug. I don't know about that, or not. God, oh wait. God, the father sent this letter 7 years ago. I got very bad ideas. Can God kill a father? I don't always want to talk about what I think is better. Now I want to kill my father, Joe Start. Joe Start, in order to succeed.
Press here to Joe start.
Hand, the signal that caused the signal. Zahandle? What happened to Chochosta?
I don't know.
What letter was sent to your 7-year-old? Why did he not show me? Do you always take drugs with your father? What else can I say? Reply religion. Well, now I look like a dad
Answer
sharing
me,
notes.
Dio. That I
What
get
do
it.
you mean? Reply religion, answer me, Dio.
He's like,
I will
swear. Do you swear on your father?
I will try this drug. No. Fire. Questions. Do you doubt our friendship when you try this drug? This friendship, what should I do? On the first page, in the swollen emptiness, Zeus's eyes burned. After all, they are pioneers. I don't like them, but there is a strong feeling. Yo-yo, don't do drugs and forget your mind. This is like Dio's like, hey man, don't give in to peer pressure.
Yeah, because Jonathan just comes into the scene like, let me
He's
try
like,
that shit.
let me hit that shit
Shrooms,
up,
that
man.
sounds fun.
Shrooms, let me hit that shit, fam. No, it's medicinal. It's for dad.
Don't do drugs and forget your mind.
Oh my god, I swear your father is your husband, sir. I'm like, honor Brandon. You're innocent. If you swear, I'll give you the pills and we won't talk. If my suspicions are correct and my father is drunk, I must answer. You know, don't be disappointed with arrogant people. Dad, get divorced, I promised. Yeah. Give me a second.
Wait, is that another intermission or?
Not an intermission, but you read for a bit.
All right. Don't talk to me. If you are cursed, you will be lost. Do you think this shit is a noble title? Next page. Virgin. Take your medication and enter this email. I just realized his arms their arms suddenly get buff. Like, I realize they're already beefcakes at this point, but they still looked like teenagers in a few panels. Deal with it. Do not do this. Now you can order. The Bible means God. Their joy and hatred are extraordinary. I don't know what happened to you and your father, but I think he killed you. No, he killed... Good eye contact. I like you. This is goodness. I take care of my family. I take care of my family. Joe. I can't tell who is supposed to be speaking there, but... Ladies and gentlemen. Da, 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 ass.
Ass.
Ass! What were they thinking? I'd rather drink skunk's diarrhea, vomit, squirt than continue to read this translation. In summary, I want to die. Now is not the time. If you call the police, they're fine. Happy ending. My hero. You must be tired. And Eastern medicine cannot be developed by Western methods. It's time to download the app.
The finger going down in the next panel. Like him.
He's reaching to like tap the install button on his phone. Hold on, let me... Oh, wait. Never mind. I know you're 7. I will never date you. Dad, I want to try this drug, but also go to jail. Alright. God, what happened to the world? It can't be. I fell off.
Man, he fell off.
Dear Allah, what kind of pasta should I make this season? I'm juiced Jodocus. Very close to where I am happy. Do you think crypto is a brand for my business? I don't think so. Dio gets into NFTs, the movie. I can't go back now. I asked JoJo's for a 3-day drug test, and I am ready for these 3 days. I'm dying. So wait, now he needs the medicine. Amazing yo-yo activity. Why is his pinky bleeding?
I have no idea.
Is that like a future panel they just put in there?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought that was like a specific like solo draw for like a cover panel. Series 8, Rockfest, Episode 1. Oh, we're on Part 8 already? Divine for the sake of controversy. People, it will fly to London for 2 or 3 days. By the way, this doctor is responsible for all your dangers. Do not take drugs with other people. Dad, I don't know. God, isn't my job to kiss you? I was dumb. Therefore, take Jojo Buat Makanam Manna. My words failed. Yeah, I feel like I just said a fucking curse there too, George. Bind Benta, my beloved. we need the gif of like the heart locket opening up to this panel.
My beloved. Bind Benta, my beloved.
We gotta figure out how those things are generated. I'm sure it's like a website.
Take a screenshot. And then like you'll immediately have like half of the work done.
I took a screenshot. Aries. Me. Dad's symptoms seem to be getting worse. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs may be needed. That just sounds like... Yeah, that just looks like... That just looks like they forgot to, like, translate it. That looks like a line straight from the thing.
Daddy, save us.
Daddy, save us. No. No, my son. It's too late. What's so important about a goat head? I don't know. Read Berserk. Her face changed as she was a flying baby.
I don't know, read Berserk.
I cough so much. Why is it so painful? Angry dog complains. You will live this winter. Satan is the devil. I mean, yeah. As if his father's milk and drugs seem to drift out of the east. But I have reason to appreciate your things. What the hell is that line even supposed to mean?
I think it was referring to, like, he stole Jonathan's journal because Jonathan was studying the mask.
Respect.
And so he's using the time of, like, Jonathan being away to, like, study the mask completely.
Respect. She was suffocating. Everything is explained here. Joyous secret investigation goes beyond what she bargained for. Yes, yes, crowd. A 7-year-old boy stared weakly, wearing a mask.
Why is there so many references? Like,
started wearing a mask.
I understand it's probably, excuse me, like 7 years ago, but there's so many references to a 7-year-old boy.
I think you're right. I think there might... One of these languages might refer to, like... You know how people have, like... when they say, like, oh, child, they usually mean, like, somebody, like, young being supervised by a parent, so probably, like, someone under the age of 18. But then they have, like, specific wordings for things like toddler and infant. Like, there's a specific age gap for toddlers and infants and preteens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think what happened is, like, something got thrown in there to specifically mean toddler. So, like, a toddler is, like, they're at the age where they can walk, so probably,
Toddler's
like...
3 to 4.
Yeah, 3 to 4. So maybe that's it. Maybe, like, they don't... One of these languages didn't have a word for toddler, so they gave, like, a direct translation again, where they tried explaining it, like, yeah, boy who is 7 years old. And that's where...
Well, no, I'm saying, like, they keep referencing, like, 7 years old specifically.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because, like... Never mind. Why did the ancestors make this argument that it's all true? Money is not the answer to the question, why? On the other hand, things. I said, Badah. That's actually, like, a really philosophical bit where he's like, yeah... That actually gives, like, really good explanation to, like, Dio's motives, where it's like, yeah, I don't need money. I want to figure out why things work now.
Yeah.
It gives, like, a good hint to, like, his introspection later on in the series.
He just needs money to do it. There's a difference. He's not getting money because he wants to be rich. He's getting money because he needs money to do the things he wants to do.
When my mouth reached for his skull, she immediately came out. Ugh. I hate guns and knives. Bullshit. He literally...
Bullshit. You like...
He literally used them in part 3.
Yeah.
And you hired Whole Horse.
Yeah. And you even, like, stated that Whole Horse had balls when he tried to kill him.
Maybe that's, like, just a good bit of coincidence. Give me a dog. You already killed the dog. You killed the dog. You had a dog and you got rid of it. And now that you want a dog, I don't know what to tell you, man. Starting Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we're adopting a dog, goddammit.
Jajora.
Jojora also wears this mask. I only know the real ones. All interviews are recorded in this book.
Interviews.
When the police found Joji's body, he believed he had died in the crash as a result of the investigation, so the investigation was postponed. Do not hesitate, but doubt. I wonder what that line was supposed to be implying. Was that trying to say like the mask
Like,
suddenly activated and it startled the driver and that's why it
I think
crashed?
so. Yeah.
That would be an interesting development because I don't remember anything about that in the story.
Dude, fucking Dio looks like Griffith in this panel.
I don't think so.
Really? You don't see it?
I mean, we literally have better panels of Griffith to compare. Whereas, like, all right, a lot of Mira's drawings were like very precisely detailed with a lot of the anatomy. Whereas, like, Araki in his early years, you could very obviously tell like he had an art style and he knew of like stuff to do, but he was still using it in like a not necessarily like a sloppy manner, but like a playful manner. Because like there's not really one set model for characters yet. Yo, your arts will sell. London. Stay tuned. What is a camp, and why does it work? I'm very sad in the EU. Well, I'm stuck. Question. This is the most dangerous city in the world, yes? This site is not intended for those who are depressed. That's not a question. Same fucking time. You may not know it, but to hell, it's time to fly. All this pain begins. I like how none of that described Ogre Street whatsoever.
Bro.
Also, look at this fucking panel.
I was just gonna say, this panel is
This
great.
is a legendary panel. This is like maximum beefcake.
His head is so tiny. Look at what they call it.
This is called the Goblin Highway. That sounds so much cooler than Ogre Street, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
It's not even a street, it's like an alleyway with a face at the end of it.
Yeah.
I know. I don't care. Also, I think that's like what makes him look so beefcakey is that like the fact that his head is so small.
Just in that panel, yeah. Because it's supposed to be like an angled shot.
Is it?
But like it is,
Oh, yeah.
but then because of the way the carriage is drawn, it isn't.
Also, he's like doing some like weird hand stuff. Is he like trying to crack his knuckles or something?
Maybe pat his knuckles to like get ready to fight.
The Laboratory Academy said he was trying to be a drug addict for his father. The results were unsatisfactory. But it is an Oriental vehicle. It's part of London life. And if you're addicted, yes, he had to supervise me and take care of me at work. Thanks, Skip It. Please, no, this is not my host's place. Israel.
This is Israel.
I know, but even though I lost my rights, I had a reason to fight. Jojo did what strayed.
Where do we begin to pronounce that?
Capcolonium then did last night.
Capcolonian?
Capcolonian. No, Capcolonian.
Capcolonian.
Kakyoin
Capcolonian.
did last night. Christmas tree?
I don't think Christmas was a thing yet.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
One fun fact I know is that like nobody really knows when Jesus was born. They just decided to celebrate it on the 25th of December. Try to learn. God, you don't have to worry about nothing. Not
That's
talking
not
to
what
her.
it said.
Sorry. Looks like he should not be wearing a mask. Now a dead dog on a bird. Ah. What MAGA zines do you subscribe to? Oh,
What magazines do you subscribe to? He's asking the reader.
what
this
magazines do you
specifically.
subscribe to? Well, we're reading Shonen Jump right now. Or excuse me, Jump a Little.
Oh my god, it's meta.
This is a bad ending. Is this page broken? It seems to be that monsters are pulling you through walls. Good morning.
That sounds like it's gotten the, what is it? The transcript of a let's play. You know, like it just it sounds like a transcript of a let's play.
World Health Constitution. Snow removal. He's like reading the news. Discovery. This cat eats kittens. Well, I mean, that cat was eating a puppy, not. Right. Daily subscription. What? Where the hell are they right now to be out here? There's like talk about magazines and subscriptions and like newsletters. Hey, blacksmith, get a knife and a rope. Bottom. Slice off the handsome man's clothes and squeeze out the juice. It's the American way. Stay with us. Finish. This man is eating nuts. He stretched out his hand and crushed it with the edge of the sword. My husband is king. What do you think would happen if he had a knife with him? I lost 4 good fingers. Exam. Once the furniture is removed, a tree will smash your dick. The rules of the EU.
The rules of the European Union.
If you remove the furniture
In your home.
from your home, a tree will smash you in the dick. I want to lose 4 fingers. I have a reason. Protect your father. Protect your family, T. Joe stars. I'm a 2nd grade and knows what a mouse is. I'm in 2nd grade. I know what a mouse is. Mouses are little tiny squeaky.
Dude, I laughed so hard I fucking farted my fucking soul out. Like I actually farted. God damn. Can we screen cap that one? That one's good. That one's good.
You screen capping.
I can't. I'm eating.
Well, I already have something queued up in print screen, so I'm feeling good and strong. You can enjoy the legendary Chinese butt cheek art at the bar. Sensitivity. Friend, do you know the place where toxic products are sold? I can't think of a good pun for that. What's like a really shitty store?
Barnes and Noble.
Come on now.
I'm teasing.
It's literally just a bookstore.
Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah, that's good. Volume 1. Why worry? And
That's the end of volume 1.
I'm wondering. I feel like we should just take another break by now, and then like skip ahead to like a future volume, like volumes 4 and 5.
Wait, what is this? Hell's Cake.
Hell's Cake. It's Dark Man. Volume 3.
Fantastic biceps. Yes. God bless you.
Volume 5. God bless you.
Owner, Google Jojo.
I think we should like cut to break and come back.
Okay. we'll take a break by scrolling through Twitter real quick.
I'm not screen sharing
Hey
your
Joe,
Twitter feed. I'm sorry.
Hey Joseph, how many Pillarmen did you beat?
4.
Full.
We're going to put the Joe Bro music back on.
A Rocky mask. Someone made a mask of a Rocky.
Yeah, spooky.
the top comment. The top comment. Oh, this goes hard. This is something I'd use for like a stream, like we'll be right back kind of thing.
What, I reject my humanity, or?
No, something else.
Alright, next time you do that, hit copy image link instead of copy image. It'll still embed the same, but like, I won't have to manually name it. I will definitely be switching meme images. Alright, the first meme I'm gonna show the audience in OBS is the we have a nice picture here. Somebody made like a face mold of Araki. And then somebody did a nice little Photoshop there, like it said earlier, but why the fuck is Iggy so tiny? And for the next one, here we have Tupac in the car with Dio. JoJo fans when they manage to stop time, but they can't see anything because light protons won't reach their eyes. The world doesn't actually stop time.
No, we had that conversation already. Oh no.
Whatever you do, don't Google Dark Blue Moon stand username. I'm not showing those. I'm not even going to address those.
You have to. You have to.
No, I think I'm good.
Come on, that one's the best one.
There's also another one up here I forgot to mention. I'm not sure if I'm able to, like, show this one, but, like, there's a titty mouse pad of Joseph in his, cross-dressing tequila outfit. Not eating hookers is killing your gains. Don't look stupid.
Apparently, there are a lot of JoJo underwear merch. I don't know why.
I believe it. Punching bait. Nah.
This one I know you cannot show, but I'm sending it to you anyway.
That's horrible. Why would you send that to me, Lankit? That's just vile. Like, I'm seriously considering if I should remove you as my friend or something.
Oh, come on.
I mean, that's really weird of you to, like, send to me over Discord, especially in the middle of a stream.
What about this one?
That's a part 8 meme, but that's Calamity.
Yeah. Actually, that's the Wonder of You.
Oh, the Wonder of You. But, like, Calamity is still, like, the concept behind it.
I remember I read, because like, you didn't know what the Wonder of You was, and I read his ability, and you were like, that's just so-and-so. But, like, on crack. Or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember what that would be.
Oh, this is interesting.
Somebody photoshopped MatPat on top of Jolene's body. Which, well, let me show some of these memes to the stream.
Yeah, you just keep showing them. I'm gonna keep sending.
I don't think I can, like, save them and then show them as fast as you send them, but yeah.
Okay, this one that I'm about to send you, you have to read while showing this one.
Alright. Alright. Again, it's another Part 8 reference. But, alright. You just want me to read it because you know I'd be a better impression at it anyways.
Yes.
Let's say, for the sake of the argument, that new Rokakaka is at the Hichikage residence. Let's further go to the fact that I am interested in owning said fruit. Therefore, it makes sense to hypothetically take the fruit by force. Am I not correct? Alright, now get this shit off my screen. I'm going to have Jotaro walking GIF. This feels like one of those memes that's picking sides, because like,
yeah,
you could like more easily summarize. Again, this is like the same. This is like the same point as like superhero bad.
it kind of is.
Because it's like, alright, Dio's master plan. He wants to attain an idea of heaven, and his idea of heaven is that everybody is aware of their own destiny and are forced to follow it out. To do that, he uses gravity to reset the universe somehow. Or Poochie helps him do it. Kars' plan is to become the ultimate life form, and to do that, he needs the Redstone of Asia.
Yeah. And he needs the stone mask.
And he also needs the stone mask. Both of which are like infected by like some weird alien jizz stuff that gives them the magical properties. Here's Dio holding another titty mouse pad, but it's Polnareff. I'm not even sure if that just looks like a screenshot from the show that they like stretched over the thing in Photoshop.
Well, I found the full mouse pad.
Are grapes poisonous to dogs? Grape and raisin toxicity is well documented in dogs. Dogs should not eat grapes and raisins because even small amounts can prove to be fatally toxic for a dog. Dogs of any age breed. Alright.
You know the Dolly AI thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Somebody typed this out.
Dio cosplay.
No, but read it.
Dio Brando at furry convention. Yeah, it looks like from far away it looks like Dio cosplay at like a random convention. It's just that like there's weird fuzz added over bits of it. Joseph's 4-year-old illegitimate son on the verge of dying. Meanwhile, Joseph is getting sucked off by Abdul.
The fucking magnetic episode.
Get down and slide off my... Ah! What are you little street urchins doing here? Get away! Remember that whole discussion we had about, like, what was it? We were going through the one Twitter of like random like JoJo matchups.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if we should do that again on stream. Like, basically, we were talking about how a Magnet Lady is like way stronger than you'd first anticipate.
Yeah, and she's heavily nerfed for this. Well, she's not nerfed in the show. It's just that like the way they defeat her is
They get really lucky, pretty much.
they get really lucky, and she's kind of an idiot at the end. Like that's the only they have to give her like the idiot potion for her to lose, because she knows that like they're both magnetized. However, she doesn't seem to realize that when she's cornered by both of them, when one's in front and one's behind, she doesn't realize that if the magnetism increases, she crushes herself. Because she's in the middle.
Ah, yes, the stupid potion.
Why does part 5 gotta be so sexy?
Part 5 is definitely an enigma.
It is nice. I like it. I like part 5. It's very sexy.
JoJo peaked at part 5. And even then, it's not my favorite part, but it definitely peaked at part 5. At least the main continuity did.
Look what I just sent.
Hold on,
Here's another part 8.
I gotta show the audience this meme of Zeppeli destroying one mask.
That's not Zeppeli, that's Speedwagon.
Speedwagon.
Because of the hair.
In the anime, it was just like some random guy with a sledgehammer.
No, it's Speedwagon. Because
Oh.
Zeppeli's dead by then.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, Speedwagon takes his hat.
That's weird to think about. Because after a while, yeah, you'd assume that's... Because, like, yeah, originally Speedwagon wore, like, a bowler hat.
Well, that had, like, a razor blade on it. Like, razor edges. And then, like, he eventually wears Zeppeli's after he passes away.
Ability? Hired.
Okay, so someone did one of those, like, you didn't have to cut me out ones. Where it's like, kill gay vampire, but part 2 is like, you didn't have to cut me out.
Again, we should probably call this category of memes picking sides.
Yeah.
I think I literally have like a Cars meme, which is like the first interpretation I saw of this type of thing. Where it's like, it was like, Cars 1 is racing, Cars 2 is like an engaging spy thriller about global espionage of the economy, and then part 3, Cars 3 is about racing.
Alright, who would you say your favorite JoJo villain is?
My favorite JoJo villain.
And if you say Dio and then count part 1 and 3, that doesn't count. You gotta choose, like,
Part 1 Dio or Part
3
3 Dio.
Yeah. Because they're very different.
They don't know I tried to have sex with my stand.
That's literally the worst character in JoJo. Like, he's so unlikable.
Even in like his ending slideshow, he's still kind of a little shit, isn't he?
Yeah. Hazemanda, right? That's his name?
I don't remember names as well. Of like more side grid characters.
In his Where Are They Now segment, he gets into like the shit. You remember the guy that like
doesn't he just get beat up again?
He gets beat up by that guy that has the stand ability to like make you kill yourself because of all the guilt. Like,
oh yeah, he's just yelling at that guy.
He tries to scam him, yeah.
And then he doesn't go through with it.
I'm like, bro, he's going to die if you don't stop this.
I don't. That's the thing, though. I don't think the stand ended up activating. I think what ended up happening is they just kept bickering at each other. Because I think after that, like, because he became so humbled by Koichi and doing all that shit, he stopped using his stand to scam people.
Yeah.
I think he just
But
became an ordinary
he was just
scumbag.
scamming. Yeah, he was trying to scam him, but he wasn't using his stand in that scene.
Oh, so he's doing it in like a less supernatural, more legitimate way, as much as you can legitimately scam someone.
Yeah.
Jojo makes you think some dumb shit, man.
No,
After all these years, it took us this long to realize.
How do we know if they're actually dead or just pretending? Kono dio da.
Ha 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 ha.
Part 0. Oh my god. This is good. This is a good edit.
Part 0. That's
George
there's
and
an interesting
Dio's
edit.
father.
It's, you can still obviously tell it's their bodies.
Yeah, but that's still a good edit.
It's like a good face edit, kinda. What do you want to do now? You want to move on to like the versus Twitter and like see what heated debates we can get into?
Absolutely. Okay. So
You want to screen share or?
I think I'll just. Well, some of them are bad, right? I don't want to screen share the bad ones.
Well, I mean, all right. I'm just gonna. You can like pick which pairings, but I at least want to see like the faces. That way, I have a better way of recognizing who the characters are. Because if you say like a random Japanese name and I don't recognize it immediately, I'm gonna look like a fool.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick ones that were made today, because the ones that are good anyway.
The good ones.
Okay, so here's a decent one. So first up, we'll have it's Kira versus Alessi.
Ooh. Alright, so the rules we came up with for debating these is like each character gets like one ass pull with their ability if they seem to be like overpowered. And we're not going to discuss too much what the ass pull is. It's just that, like, you know, they get one.
Yeah, everyone gets one. So, where's this fight taking place? Or does that... Well, I guess it would have to be Morio.
Yeah, Morio makes more sense. Maybe, like, Alessi is like, wow, they seem to be more accepting of, you know... in Japan. I'm gonna go check it out.
What are you implying?
What?
They seem to be
We're not talking about that next pet.
Alright. So... Oh wait, I think I know what you're implying, because he de-ages people. I know what territory you're getting into. So...
Well, it's not that they're more accepting, it just happens to be more prominent. Anyway, that's it.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
Alessi versus Akira.
So I feel like the way this fight starts.
Why does Akira's tie have the Snickers logo on it?
Listen, you're getting off topic. I think because he likes Snickers, he's just trying to live a quiet life. So I think the way this fight starts is Kira's just on his way home from work, and I think this guy. Alessi thinks he's going to scam. I think like he's going to do some dirty, underhanded trick or something. Like maybe Kira like
we're gonna
pulls
play
up
Kira's
and
theme for the debate.
Okay.
From
So maybe like Alessi's not watching where he's walking, right? And Kira almost runs him over. Like that one time where Kira almost ran over. I think it was Koichi. You know the part. It was like early in the anime, wasn't it? Or like it was the first time they showed Kira like in his face on screen. So let's say that happens and he's like, oh, you're a punk, and he's like, it was like a near miss, I apologized, and like he tries to drive off. And so Alessi's like, I'm gonna follow that car, that dude pisses me off how calm he is, so like he'll go follow him and follow him to his home. I think this fight would have to take place in his house. And so Kira's doing his own thing, and then Alessi, we'll say, breaks in. He notices all the like the nail clippings in his home, and then Kira's like, that's when the confrontation starts. Like they see each other.
I feel like a lot of this depends on like, did Kira have his stand initially, or was he a born stand user, or it was the arrow, right?
That's a good question. I think it was the arrow from Okuyasu's brother. Because he was just firing it randomly. And Kira was already a serial killer, right?
Yeah.
By the way, this version of Kira is like vanilla Kira. He doesn't have Bite the Dust.
Really?
It's blonde Kira, yeah.
Oh, so it's not... For a second, I thought you meant he like didn't have a stand. Like he still has Kira Queen. He can make bombs.
He can use what was the bomb called? What did he call it?
I think he just called it Kira Queen. Because like if he's just using like his remote detonation. I'm guessing like if there was like a proper...
Oh no, sheer heart attack. That's what it's called.
No, sheer heart attack was like the little turtle thing that followed you around. That was
That's
like
what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, he also has that before Bite the Dust? I thought that was like part of his evolution.
Yeah.
All right.
No. That's before Bite the Dust. Because like they defeat it and he limps away, and that's when he kills Cinderella.
All right, so for this, I feel like Kira's immediately at disadvantage if Alessi gets him because he no longer has a stand, but he's still like a psycho. So I feel like he'd do some like weird shit and like try to bite Alessi's ear off or something.
Well, I mean, Kira committed his first murder, I think at like the age of 4, and I think the girl in the alleyway was his first kill.
No, I thought that was. I don't think he was 4 when that happened.
Well, he was a child. That's all I remember. They stated that he was a young child.
Really? I don't remember that from the dub.
I watched sub. That's why.
Yeah. That's what
also,
I'm saying.
I did like the twist that like I always forgot afterwards, but I like the twist that like Rohan was connected to Kira through that girl.
I feel like if Kira was like able to use like some sort of like hyper intelligence to figure out that like he was being followed by a creepy guy, he could easily use sheer heart attack to be like, oh yeah, somebody's following me, I'm gonna send sheer heart attack after them.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, despite so if Kira gets caught in the shadow, which he probably would because he's not very observant when it comes to stand users he's never met before, I would say even though he's a child, he has a really high chance of kicking Alessi's ass.
Yeah, I'd say like despite how it looks, it might be a bit of an equal fight.
Yeah, and that's just like Kira, like what's the term? Form 1, like Form 1 Kira.
Yeah.
If we even get into like Form 3, like before he gets killed by the ambulance, where he has Bite the Dust, he wins. He can literally just use Bite the Dust in any event where he dies. Or am I like misinterpreting how that works?
I don't think
like he can have it so it's like he blows up Alessi if he's about to die in the first run.
No, I don't think.
Every time...
Yeah, I don't think that's how Bites the Dust works. I think like he'd have to trick Alessi into telling somebody about Yoshikage Kira.
Oh, right. I'm confusing.
Because like even in the anime, in the anime, he specifically dies because like he's too busy trying to like use Bites the Dust to get out that he doesn't notice his head getting run over by an ambulance, and so he has like a manic fit, hallucination, and he dies.
Yeah, literally in like the last second he's killed.
So I think Alessi also carries like an axe, doesn't he? Because they show him using one in the fighting game.
Yeah, he's also, I'd say, he's not able to hide his insanity as well as Kira.
Maybe that's just it. Like, Kira would immediately know one crazy when he saw one, because he is crazy.
Yeah, I think Kira wins.
Just out of, like, tactician alone, I guess, or not.
Tactician
or
and
being
power.
Better calculated.
Yeah. If Alessi gets the jump on him and, like, just, like, casts a shadow in an enclosed space to make it so the whole room is dark, he can't really tell what's his shadow and what isn't, then maybe he'd win. But that's very circumstantial.
He'd have to, like, continue de-aging him to a fetus, because, like, he can do that, right?
Yeah,
I think the only reason he didn't do that with Polnareff was because he was, like, intentionally fucking with him somehow.
Well, no, it's because Polnareff was getting away. Polnareff was doing his very best to get out of the shadow, and he was doing a good job. But he was de-aged all the way to, like, 4 years old. And he was almost de-aged to a fetus. That episode was a trip. But then I remember the end. I remember telling you about this. This is a side tangent. It's so out of character for what Polnareff does at the end of that episode, because then, like, afterwards, he goes right back to his old self.
And he also has, like, the heart earrings back again and again.
Yeah, and, like, he has both heart earrings for most of the rest of part 3 up until the ending where you see it's missing.
It wouldn't even make sense if, like, oh, he brought, like, an extra pair, because he ends up losing 2 earrings.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's so weird.
Even though it's almost as if he brought, like, 3 earrings along with him.
That's such an odd number. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have 3 earrings.
He didn't want to piss off Mista when he got to him in part 5.
No spoilers. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think I'm about to get there. Because, like, I just finished... What episode am I on?
Well, you said they already revealed Diavolo. Wait, was it, like, the fortune teller?
I'm about to start episode 30.
Did you already...
So, like, they just got to Rome by boat, but, like, they're under attack immediately.
Yeah. So you're about to see Green Day, I think.
Yeah, I think I just met Green Day.
He's a right bastard.
He's a fucking... I remember Diavolo was all like, yeah,
you're also about to...
Diavolo was like, his inner monologue was like, I hate the fact that I have to use Green Day, but, like, when this is over, I'm going to kill Green Day.
I hate Green Day, too.
No, that's what, like, Diavolo says, though. He straight up says, like, when this is over, I'm killing him if he lives.
I find it funny that, like, Araki decided to make Green Day one of the most, like, vile and despised villains. It's like, even Araki was like, yeah, this music's kind of fucking gross.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of overrated. They have a few hits, but that's it.
They're, like, probably the most overrated band. If you ever think of, like, movies about teenagers from college or high school that take place during
Green
summer,
Day's there.
Green Day is fucking there.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the first fight done. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I saw this one on my way to work today, and I figure this one was a good one. It's another Kira matchup, but...
I'm changing the image to another meme just so that, like, I know where to look in the marker to, like, represent we've changed the discussion in the video.
Yeah.
Alright, so
this is Stardust Crusaders Jotaro Kujo versus
Bites the Dust
Kira.
And you can tell it's Bites the Dust because he has, like, the wavy hair now.
He has the white waves, yeah. I like how all he did to do that was slick his hair back.
He did it with, like, a comb.
Yeah, he combed his hair and it was
That's one of those instances where, like, the anime was beneficial to watch because, like, a lot of with Kira's transitions and styles, they handle them really well. In the anime, he just kind of has it after a few panels. But in the anime, they show how... the manga.
They don't actually show, like, why he does it. They don't show, like...
why or how he does it too much besides a few panels. But in the anime, it looks like he had, like, a grease pencil on, like, one side of a brush that he used. So, Part 3 Jotaro versus Bites the Dust Kira.
This is arguably a quicker Star Platinum, and I'm going to say for the record that I think for this fight, because it's Bites the Dust Kira, this should be Part 3 Jotaro during, like, post-Dio fight, so right before Part 3 is over. So, like, he can stop time for 9 seconds.
So we're giving him the buff of, like, the most... like, the Star Platinum in its prime and also knows time stop.
Yeah, he knows, like, 9-second time stop, yeah.
I feel like... Alright, it's weird, because I'm trying to think of, like, whenever Jotaro is on his own, it's always because, like... He always ends up winning because, like, sometimes he'll catch the villain in a monologue and he'll just end up beating their ass.
Well, this is tricky because
Kira doesn't monologue.
Kira doesn't monologue. Well, if he does, it's to distract. It's not, like, really to explain. It's usually just to describe who he is and why what he's doing is okay and why what you're doing is pointless.
He's trying to justify his, like, misguidedness. Or
Yeah.
not misguidedness, but...
His
That's a whole nother, like, topic of, like, serious debate. Like, what's the difference between, like, actual mental illness and, like, being misguided?
Yeah.
Because there's definitely, like, a physical difference.
So the problem with Star Platinum going Aura immediately is Kira's Killer Queen is arguably almost just as fast. Because they do showcase that Killer Queen is fast in Part 4. But
you know what might
anything Killer Queen touches becomes a fucking grenade. Or like a bomb.
Yeah.
So you can't this is one fight that, like, Star Platinum can't just punch its way out of.
I feel like it might be able to, but the thing is, like, alright, the reason, like, Bites the Dust was so intimidating was because we got to see it through, like, the eyes of, like some random weak
user.
kid. Yeah, and a non-stand user. So if Bites the Dust was able to, like, activate on Jotaro, I feel like Jotaro would just have to, like, mean mug his way through stuff until he figures out, like, yeah, this Yoshikage Kira guy, or what was, like, the guy's original name that he possesses or steals the identity?
I don't remember, but all I know is that in Eyes of Heaven, that version of Kira is named what that guy's name was supposed to be before Kira took over.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I feel like if Jotaro wanted to win this, he'd just have to, like, mean mug his way through figuring out how Bites the Dust works, and then wait for, like, the perfect opportunity to just, like, plant a fucking fist in his ribcage.
He'd pretty much have to fight him like he
and
fought Dio.
Even if, like, yeah, exactly. Even if Bites the Dust was used on, like, Kira's tie, I feel like it would still end up, like, ending in a draw.
I think if Dio fights this Kira like he's... Or not Dio. If Jotaro fights this Kira like he's Dio, he has the benefit of being able to stop time for 9 seconds at most.
Oh, yeah, that too.
So he wins. I'm just... Like, Kira does not have that ability. And Bites the Dust, like... if I remember how it's used on Rohan, it's used on him twice. The first instance is when he uses Heaven's Door on the child, and then the child's manga writing is warning Rohan not to read further, because if he and then he reads his name out, like, he knows who, like, the killer is. He knows his name, and, like, Yoshikage Kira is, like, pretending to be my dad. However, if Rohan stopped reading there, I don't think the ability would have, like, actually activated, because the ability doesn't activate until after he turns the page after that to learn more about him. So it's kind of weird on how it works with him. And then afterwards, when you see the kid's like, I'm not even going to try to meet Rohan this time. And so this time he doesn't meet Rohan, and Rohan just suddenly fucking combusts the same time he did in the last run. So my assumption would be Bites the Dust on Jotaro is most likely useless, because Jotaro in Part 3 doesn't talk too much.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he would have no reason to tell people who he is. He could just be like, he was a nobody. and do like a kick-ass one-liner.
I wonder what would happen if like Star Platinum used the world to like stop time in the middle of an explosion.
Are you referring to like if Bites the Dust or just any of Killer Queen's abilities happen as stop time happens?
Yeah.
I feel like if it's Bites the Dust, I think it would be.
Oh wait, it doesn't. I feel like
it would resume time 9 seconds later, but like if he's able to stop time right as the timeline resets, I feel like he would accidentally enter the King Crimson dimension. And I don't think he'd be able to come back from that. I think he would accidentally backroom himself.
Interesting.
That's just my theory about that.
What if that's the ability of the hand? It like sends you to like.
Oh shit.
Well, I mean that's pretty much what's implied. It's like not the creepypasta backroom specifically, but yeah, it's like it could make stuff disappear, or it like sends you to an alternate dimension.
Yeah. Like nobody knows what happens.
Maybe like it really just does erase stuff, but like because he's like so stupid, he ends up worrying about it too much. Like he says he doesn't like to.
Yeah, like well, because it gets rid of the space. Like when you first see it used, like the first time you ever see it used in it, or its hinted ability is on a sign where it's like no trespassing, and like the swipe misses and you look at the sign and it says like no passing or something, but it's merged to look like it always said that. So it's like it removes things and merges the in-between together. So like if he swiped at your abdomen and cut off like a third or fourth of your stomach, your body would just merge with your legs. Like it would get rid of the air in between and like slice it together.
So wait a minute, who do we say wins this?
I say Jotaro, part 3. If he does not have stop time, I think it's a tie. But if it's stop time, he wins.
Well, you're the one who gave him the stop time.
Yeah, I'm just bringing that up in case like there's anyone, or like later on you're like, actually, should we talk about this if he doesn't have it?
Next debate. Next pairing.
Next one. This one's a bit interesting. This one's a wild card. So we have another Part 3 character, Jay Guile, versus another Part 4 character, Okuyasu.
Jay Guile's the guy with the man in the mirror and the left hands.
Right hands. He has the two same hands. His stand ability is he can jump from reflection to reflection as long as there's light. And eyes count, so he can jump into the reflection of your eye. And if he does that, you're kind of fucked.
This is really fucking weird, because like what's like the meshing or like the merging of abilities? There is none, I don't think.
My question here, what does Okuyasu, because Okuyasu's not smart, we've established this. He's noble, he tries to do the right thing, he's a bit of an asshole at times, but he's dumb as bricks.
Alright, let's say like, you know what happened to Agechi? What if like Okuyasu found out something that would have like led him to Dio somehow, and so like Jay Guile gets sent after him as like an assassination mission.
He would have been 4 years old if we're talking like that.
Oh, well.
Let's say for instance, okay, we'll say for this like Part 3 and 4 happening at the same time, no context, just for the sake of characters meeting. So I think Jay Guile wins, not because his ability is better, but because of Okuyasu's incompetence.
I feel
if we're talking abilities, it's still rocky. It's hard to describe because you have a man that can erase things and splice the remaining pieces. And then you have a guy that can jump in reflections and kill you that way. I
feel like Jay Guile might have an easy win here, but like as the rule goes, if anyone has an easy win, the other guy gets like one ass pull.
I think the ass pull for Okuyasu is he uses the hand on the reflection and it slices his stand in half.
Or sends it to the Shadow Realm or wherever.
Yeah, like it does the whole slice and merge. I think that's his ass pull. He's able to use the hand on reflections.
So, yeah, this is weird because like their abilities don't really mesh too well.
No, in fighting terms, it's like nobody has an.
It's like somebody trying to use a sniper rifle while like the other guy has like a C4 strapped to his hand.
Yeah, and the goal is
fight,
kill the person, but like the bomb can't go off if like the sniper wins. But like, it's like what? Or no, sorry, sniper rifle with no ammo versus man with C4. I think that one would make more sense because the sniper rifle is one-sided. I think even with the ass pull, I think Jay Guile wins.
Yeah.
All right, next matchup.
Pull up the next matchup. I gotta like go grab something.
Okay.
Give me like 5 seconds. And we're back.
Hey, I'm just looking for another good one. Okay, this one might be interesting. I don't know. I don't remember much, but about one of these because I think one of those apart. Oh wait, no, never mind. I know who this one is. So, first one, Joseph Joestar from Part 3. So he's got Hermit Purple and some Haman versus Milan.
Also, I should probably say out loud to the stream, I'm getting Discord pings right now. They're from somebody who's messaging me, so if anyone's listening on this to the VOD or anything, that's my end.
That was me, wasn't it?
Or, well, I mean, I was focused on your chat, so they wouldn't ping, but, like, somebody else started messaging me, and I sent them a link to the stream.
Alright, so for those that don't remember, because I've been recently watching Part 5, Milan has, I think it's like, I forget the name of the ability, like Babyface, I think? And it's...
Yeah,
it's
this was the one I thought was Arts and Crafts, but that's the guy who fixed stuff. But Babyface is like the computer that makes like weird psychotic killer clones out of you in the most perverted manner ever.
Yeah, he... Oh, yeah, I thought it was fucked up. It was like...
He like programs a baby for you to have and then rapes you. There's literally a stand that's main ability is rape.
Yeah, and then it becomes like one of those like remote-controlled add-on stands. Versus Joseph Joestar Part 3. So Milan would have to know Joseph Joestar's abilities at this point. Nobody really knew his feats in Part 2. So he's probably going to underestimate him heavily. Because, like, everyone in Part 3, when they encounter... Like, most people that encountered Joseph Joestar in Part 3 just assumed he was an old man that didn't know how to do shit. But he could fuck. Whereas you had very few people, like the Magnetic Lady, who knew about him. Or, like, Dio, who was aware of who he was. And, like, what he's accomplished. It's just they never really acknowledge it. The most they do to, like, praise him for it is... Yeah, I'd fuck you if we weren't trying to kill each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
sorry, I was picking I was picking another image. I forgot to change the image for like the new discussion.
Yeah, that's fine. So this fight's interesting because if I think is the only way Giorno... How does Giorno beat him again? Milan?
I don't know how Giorno beats him.
I think.
I forget some things from Part 5. I feel like Alright, this is weird. This is pretty much like, for some reason this feels like it would end up having a similar plot to like Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, except it's like Joseph trying to run away from Shrek. It has like the same energy.
I don't know, because I don't know if you... Okay, you don't remember, I don't think, how Babyface works.
Because like...
Babyface is... you try to create, digitally, like, develop a child that will eventually have a lust for killing and violence, so that it can unequivocally chase after a target and kill them if necessary. And then you have to teach the target, or teach Babyface's son, or child of Babyface, what a target is and like what you do to a target when you see it. You want to give them that bloodlust and program it, and so like you have to find a suitable mother. So like someone who's high strung and asshole snobbish, like that one unfortunate lady from part 5. And then once you find everything, Babyface pretty much forcefully impregnates the victim, and then the birthing happens within like a minute. And then at that point, it's after Milan teaches Babyface's child of Babyface everything it needs to go fight its target, it then only communicates via text. So it's remote control at that point. And like I mentioned before, because Joseph is old and not a lot of people know about his feats, I am to assume Milan greatly underestimates him. However, his ability doesn't... I think the thing that saves him here, and I'm going to say Joseph wins this fight, and you might be a little surprised by this. And the reason is Haman. Now Haman, because Giorno, if I remember correctly, beats Babyface by setting it on fire.
Oh yeah,
and it spreads pretty fucking rapidly.
Joseph could use like his Haman overdrive or something.
Yeah, he can use Hermit Purple to hold it in place, and then use Haman overdrive to pretty much fry him to death. Because they are not completely immortal, although Babyface appears to be. They are susceptible to fire, and one would assume electricity. Hey, especially if it's a computer program.
To the one guy I linked the stream to, if you're here in the thing and you're not messaging through the stream chat, could you message me on Discord, DM me if you're watching this? I want to see how spooky we can make it.
So what are your thoughts on Joseph Part 3 versus Milan?
The Haman overdrive is definitely a good angle, but Babyface does seem to have the advantage. I feel like, yeah, Joseph's, like, half of Joseph's superpower anyways is ass pull, so if like he can pull it off, then...
Yeah, I can't imagine this situation. The only way I could see Milan winning is if Milan knew of Joseph and his feats prior to meeting old Joseph. Like, if he was aware of what he did in the 1930s.
If he was aware that he was a Nazi sympathizer.
If he was aware that he killed all 4 Pillarmen. I'm pretty sure he would have programmed child of Babyface a lot stronger. Like, strong enough to kill him, obviously. Whereas, like, I feel like this version, I can't imagine him knowing, only because the majority doesn't. And even so, we didn't even take into account prep time. Like, is Milan hired to kill Joseph Joestar and, like, remotely, or do they bump into each other? If they bump into each other, Joseph wins immediately. Because it takes time to set up a child for Babyface.
Yeah, I'd say in order to make it as, like... I'd say in order to make it fair in that case, yeah, we'd say, like, Babyface has prep time.
Yeah. Okay. I think either way, Joseph wins.
Yeah.
Only through Haman, and I think that's poetic because you're using you're using Haman to beat a stand. All right, final matchup.
Final matchup.
Final matchup. Let's see. What's a good one here? Oh, we briefly spoke about this, but we didn't go into complete detail. So, part
Man
5,
in the Mirror.
Illusio, Man in the Mirror, versus Stone Ocean Jotaro.
This is actually a really interesting matchup because part 6 Jotaro ended up going through like sort of a similar situation in that they were like trapped in like a dream dimension, but I guess that's different from like a mirror dimension.
Part 3 Jotaro goes through the same thing in with Death 13.
Yeah.
But it's not. The difference is you have to have your stand out for it to come with you in Death 13's dream world. Whereas with Illusio's Mirror Man, he can only let people in. Like there's no exceptions to that rule. Like whoever he's grabbing, if he says only you may enter, like that's the set rule. You can't break it. And to those that think, oh, well, like Moody Blues, well, he summoned Moody Blues to look like himself, and then he spoke to Moody Blues, calling him Abaccio, saying, yeah, only you may enter, but he didn't know it was Moody Blues.
Yeah, I think you were telling me about that last time we tried doing a matchup where it's like they had to pull some ass pulls just to win against Man in the Mirror in the first place.
Yeah, if I remember
they ended up having to
correctly,
use like the combined stand ability, 3 combined stand abilities of like the other members.
Giorno had to rely on Abaccio abandoning Fugo and then infecting himself with purple haze so that he could bait. Not only he knew that I think he somehow knew that like Mirror Man would take Moody Blues in, and then bait Mirror Man to take him in while he had purple haze so he can bring the infection into the mirror world, infecting Mirror Man, and then using Gold Experience Requiem to turn like a snake, to turn a brick into a snake that can produce the venom. Or no, sorry, no. Anything that's life created through inanimate objects with Gold Experience Requiem are immune to purple haze. So he uses the snake that he created to create an antidote and then have Gold Experience injected into him.
I'm pretty sure you keep calling it Gold Experience Requiem, but like
Did I say Requiem at the end?
You said a few times.
Okay, I don't mean Requiem in this instance. It's just a slip of the tongue.
we get it.
Because at this point, Requiem isn't even a thing they talk about. Not even like where I'm at in the show. I just know that it happens.
You're close to it. Well,
I'm pretty close.
Polnareff is like when they start discussing Requiem stands and other things.
Yeah, they've already talked about how stands are like an alien virus, and it's like side effects of the virus if you survive.
Did you at least understand where I was coming from when I said, like, I feel like that was kind of bullshit, the way they tried to, like, give, like, a weird sci-fi explanation for what stands are?
I thought it was kind of weird in terms of it came from a meteorite, and I feel like the only way it would make sense and tie everything together, because you mentioned I remember when I asked you about the arrows and where they came from. You mentioned something about the Pillarmen creating them, or they came from the Pillarmen?
Yeah, the weapons like the stone mask and the arrows were created by the Pillarmen.
Okay, and then in part 5, they don't mention that the Pillarmen do that. They just say that people did it. And so I'm to assume that the race that inhabited the Earth, the Pillarmen race, were the people that it was referring to.
Oh yeah, because they have like abilities of like phasing through people and shit.
Yeah, like
maybe
Pillarmen can phase through people and drink people just by touching them.
Maybe it wasn't that they were. Maybe it was like an alien virus, but like something about the alien genetics was like seep their way into like one subspecies of like Homo sapien or something that ended up making the Pillar Men, giving them like their supernatural ability.
That could also be a thing.
Which
I was about to say, it ties back to the random alien in Part 4. When Yoshikage Kira's father tries to, because the arrow wants to shoot the alien, but you don't know he's an alien when you first see him. The arrow fires at him, and instead of doing anything, it just bounces right off.
I feel like
because he's already an alien, so it's like, and it might have something to do with that. Like maybe that was Araki's like segue or like gateway, or
I heard that in the manga, it was like he's supposed to be more of a joke character. Like, the joke is that you can't really tell definitively if he's just a weird kid with like a shape-shifting stand ability or if he's actually an alien.
Yeah, like, I could see why you think that, but then when in Part 5, when they say it is an alien virus, that's where stands come from. And then you tie the whole thing where it's like the stand arrow refused to pierce the alien character, quote unquote.
Because like if you stab another stand user with the arrow again, they just end up dying that time.
Yeah,
like normal.
Yeah, because like it just acts as an arrow, and it just bounces off him. And then even Yoshikage Kira's father is like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "But what?" He's like, "I don't understand."
Somebody call Hamon Beat. He's like the main guy who debunks these. A lot of
he
the
probably
theories
already spoke. He probably spoke about this before, and we just don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the explanation I heard, at least, is that in the manga they tried to play him off as more of like a comedic character.
Right, but I understand, like, in the context of Part 4, yes.
In the context of doing it for the funny.
But if you're talking in the overall context of the series itself, you have to acknowledge the Part 5 stand alien thing with it. We got off topic really quickly. It's just...
Yeah, who were we talking about again? We were talking about Part 6 Jotaro versus Man in the Mirror.
So I think for this fight...
I feel like Part 6 Jotaro might end up winning this because he's had at least two major experiences with battling somebody who like pulls you into some other... Not necessarily like a different dimension, but at least like another supernatural battleground.
Alright, so I'm on Team Mirror Man for this one, and I have to ask you, was Jotaro in control of his stand during this, like any prior experience, and was he the person that solved the issue? Because in Death 13, he's kind of a victim. He has to be saved by Kakyoin.
Alright, so that's one down, but like... in Part 6 in Stone Ocean... Jotaro does actually end up contributing to like saving them from White Snake's ability, which is like turning people into goo and trapping them in like a dream.
Okay, so Dream. I'd like to. So Mirror Dimension, very different from Dream because dreams are cognitive creations.
That's why I was saying, like, he at least has experiences with, like, battling on, like, a weird supernatural battleground, at least.
Yeah, I don't think that would help him here, though. Because in terms of the mirror dimension, it is something that you have to be let into, and it's not really with your consent. It's... I can imagine, like, if Jotaro sees this mirror and he's like, something's not right about this mirror, Illusio would be like Jotaro Kujo. Because, like, he states in Part 5, the minute you see Illusio in the mirror and he's not in real life, you've already been chosen and he's about to take you into the mirror dimension. And no matter where you run, you're still going to be pulled in. The minute you see him, you're done.
I feel like what would happen is, like... Alright, so Jotaro still has his time stop ability in Part 6, but it's, like, weakened by some amount.
Probably because he never uses it.
Yeah, he never uses it much anymore, so he can only stop time for like a few, like 3 seconds, I think. So
That's
he
still
could use...
longer than he did it in part 4. Part 4, it was like half a second.
Oh.
Because like when he's fighting Dio, he has to constantly like practice it and watch him do it. That's why he can do it for just as long by the end of the fight. But in part 4, he says like I haven't stopped time since the Dio fight, and I could only do it for half a second.
So he hasn't even been practicing it. I guess he doesn't have like
No.
the same lust for power that Dio had. It must be.
No,
It must be
seems
an
like
ability then that like really takes up a lot of energy.
Yeah, time stop seems like something that, like, training to be a Super Saiyan, and it's like if you don't do it for a while, it's gonna like be harder to go back to it.
That's a weird comparison because, like, at
Like
some point, Gohan and Goku were like permanently Super Saiyan for a while.
Yeah, like Gohan surpassed Goku at one point, but then when he stopped fighting, and then everyone else caught up to him, like in I'm gonna refer to the film where Frieza comes back in Dragon Ball Super, and they need Gohan, like Goku and Vegeta are training with Lord Beerus, and they're like, oh, we won't be back for like another half hour, we gotta get there right now. So he has Gohan power up to his full power as he's an adult, like he's a father, or like he's about to be a father soon. So he hasn't been fighting. He tries to power up as much as he can, and he powers up just enough for Goku to be able to like instant transmission from like across the universe. And he immediately passes out after it happens, like within seconds. Whereas if it was Teen Gohan from the Cell Saga that did that, he would have been able to control it just fine because he was doing it so often and training for it. And that's the comparison I'm making here.
All right,
So
now with that
I
information,
I don't think Jotaro wins.
yeah,
No matter how long you have time stop for, no matter if you shatter the mirrors, he will still get you. If anything, breaking the mirrors puts you at an even bigger disadvantage.
because there's just more mirrors.
There's more places to pull you in from. Give me 1 second. Yeah! Fuck, I didn't know that wasn't muted. Shit.
I'd still say Jotaro has like a bit of advantage if like he can beat up the guy while he's no wait, could they do that while they were in the mirror dimension? No, he's gone. He still didn't even mute himself. I might end up ending the stream. Just because, I would like to play more games by myself tonight. If we ever come back to this tomorrow or something, we might end up streaming the volumes 4 and 5 just to see what ended up happening to Dio. No, because Dio hasn't even transformed yet. So volume 2, we might skip volume 3. I mean, as long as we all know what the hell happens in JoJo, I think we'll be fine. Whose theme is this? This is Diavolo's theme.
All right. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I just told the stream that like we might be ending it soon if we're not going to return to like reading of another volume, just because I'm getting slightly tired and I wanted to play like another game.
Yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing tonight, to be honest. I think I might like call it early just because of the long day I've had.
This was fun though. We should definitely return to like reading the rest of the volumes at some point.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
What?
You know the channel Fither?
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what we're doing without even knowing it.
We've just been sitting here discussing like battle versus.
There is a video he actually put out.
Fuck! I just got like a
put-
bunch of hot wax dripped on my finger.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I
There's a
should
vid-
stop messing with these candles on
He
stream.
put out a video that was pretty much like 30 minutes of speculating what Part 9 is going to be about.
What did he come to?
I didn't watch it.
Oh.
I was at work when it came out. I'm still waiting to watch it. I was gonna say if you like, do you want to watch it? And we can just that can be the last thing we do tonight.
I don't know if I just want to watch somebody else's YouTube video on stream.
Well, it's not just us watching. It would be like us watching and then like talking about what he's talking about, like we're doing with the fights right now.
I'm still well. You're usually the one to jump like even more headfirst into things, whereas like I'm the one. I still haven't finished reading part 7 or anything, so I wouldn't feel comfortable because I don't even know what happens in part 8. So I feel like I simply do not have the right to start discussing what part 9 would be about because I don't want to skip parts.
Wally, I've literally not even done part 5, and I'm like discussing. Oh yeah, part 6 Jotaro would lose to Lucio.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe if you saw the scene that I was talking about in part 6, maybe
I don't think
he
that would matter though, because the only way you can get in the mirror dimension is if he pulls you in manually.
So wait,
And-
that was what I was gonna ask right before you left. Is can you fight him while you're in the mirror dimension, or is it like all his made up rules?
You can, but you can't use your stand in the mirror dimension if it's not pulled in.
Well, Jotaro is
So,
still strong as fuck.
Yeah. However, Mirror Man's stand can fight in the mirror dimension. So you're kind of. I feel like I'm forgetting something about Mirror Man that he can do. I don't remember.
Didn't they
but
try
I-
using like purple haze? No, wait, purple haze was neutralized by Man in the Mirror, wasn't he?
You can't. Yeah, Fugo tried. That's how like they found out you can't use stands in the mirror dimension because like when he summoned Purple Haze, he wasn't around, and then like it cuts to Baccio and Giorno, and you just see Purple Haze like rocking back and forth, like drooling. And then he does a bunch of things where he's like trying to lick himself clean because he's a clean freak, and Baccio's like, yeah, Fugo when he has complete control of his stand. Like, he doesn't allow Purple Haze to freak out like this, so this is how you know something's wrong. And he's like, he summoned his stand, but he can't control him from where he is.
You know what? As much as I don't like it, I would say Man in the Mirror probably would win. Because, like...
The only way I can see him losing is if Man in the Mirror wasn't in the mirror. Like, that's the, you know what I mean? Like, if he's not in the mirror dimension yet, he would lose. However, it's his rules on who enters and who leaves. It's all him. Like, he has complete domain over that, which makes it kind of unfair if it's a 1v1. If what's really funny is, you know who could probably stand a good fight against them?
Who?
That fucking
Jay Guile?
no, the kid from part 4 that I said I hated. The one with like the physical stand.
Oh, the mannequin?
The mannequin, yeah. I feel like
because the mannequin's a physical entity, right? So if Mirror Man's not aware that the physical entity is his stand, he could pull it in, and then he would get his ass kicked. It's like it's like the little Red Riding Hood, or no, the Big Bad Wolf, like inviting someone into their home thinking it's the Red Riding Hood, and it's the hunter with the axe. You know?
Yeah. I think we're going to end the stream for the night.
Yeah, it's been a good one. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of nonsensical readings. The fact that it's all still coherent is insane.
Well, I mean, as coherent as we try to interpret it to be.
Like, the plot lines, the narrative is still... What's the word? It's still a consistent, cohesive narrative happening despite the craziness around it. Like, you can clearly see the narrative is consistent with the EU is involved, the European Union, on how harsh their laws are. Dio being literally named God and people taking that literally.
There's like a 7-year-old boy somewhere.
Somewhere, like, 7-year-old boy did something with the ice mask.
People are like androids.
Yeah.
Because they talk about like computer programs and emails and shit.
George, like, is aware that his son, and Dio are all bisexual. Because of all the weird, like, random, he is my girlfriend, she is my boyfriend stuff. Like, just the self-awareness is kind of scary. Alright, do you have any other comments?
What I would like to say is I know where I hid the treasure. It's under